You good, dude?
Avelis. Avelis.
Bellis, that was so
And then,
sweet. I can't hear you, Hio, if you're talking.
you can't hear me?
That was so sweet of you. I love her intro and her music.
Can you hear
How
me now?
sweet. What do y'all think about that guy? That's like, he is zooted, isn't he? So crazy.
I don't know why you can't hear me.
So I shared this live on my Facebook and on my X, so hopefully people will come over.
Can
I
you
know
hear me
she
now?
appreciates that, Abellis. That was so sweet of you. I
Can
can't
you?
get on YouTube to see who they went to. Maybe she can when she gets her audio working. Hold on a minute. Let me see.
You can't hear me at all?
Okay. I think she's having an audio issue, so I'm just going to talk to y'all.
You
So
can't hear me?
this is going to be a live react, a blind react to Sarah Boone. Somebody, you know, when you go to jail, you get in trouble. Usually you have somebody that's in a cell with you. There's two bunks. You share a toilet, you share a sink, you share a little desk, all of the things. And evidently this woman was locked up with Sarah Boone. So it should be real interesting. Uh, considering because, you know, Sarah Boone is just an enigma all in herself, all, you know, all by herself. And I've talked several times about, you know, my past and the amount of time I did in jail. You know, I did you know, I was never in there for a really long time. I'd do like 45 days here, 90 days here. Think about the most I've done is 90 days at one time. So I know some ins and outs about how it works, and I'm real interested to hear what this woman has to say. You can hear me both? Okay, I can only hear me.
Hello?
Let me see. They can hear you. I can
I
only
was
hear
going to
you.
say, can you
I
not
mean,
hear
I can
me?
only hear me. I'm going to go out. I'll be back.
No, it's just switch it up. Switch it up. Avelis, thank you so much for the 20 gifted memberships. And I get to play my thing because I have not got to do this on my side yet. I can't wait. Get back here, allegedly. Come back. Where'd my music go to that?
Yeah. Drop the link. I'm going to try to come in that way.
Poor allegedly. Oh. Why are we having all these technical issues? Okay. I'm going to put my disclaimer up for purposes of entertainment, criticism, commentary, and research purposes only. I did, however, reach out to Tanika's 2 cents and I let her know that we were going to be reviewing this live today. And if you could make sure you go over and give her a like and a view for this because she's amazing. And so if you are sensitive, if your ears are sensitive to cuss words and to things that um have to do with jail time. And hi, Donna. I just got here too. I haven't been here long. I'm waiting on a legend. Drop the link. I'm going to try that way. Yeah. Okay. I can do that. I can do that. Go try that. Try that allegedly. See if that works. Murphy's Law Monday. You
Now I can hear you.
there?
Okay, now I can hear you. I don't know what's going on. I'm doing it on my phone, so maybe
I don't
that's
know
why.
what's going on. Do not see her live. Is she also on her channel? No, she was just going to do it from this channel. She's just going to do it from this side. And it's funny because I could hear you
Sorry.
before I came back.
Can you hear me now?
Let me see
You can't hear me now?
on the
Oh my
audio
gosh.
side if there's something going on. Let me see if I can turn you up. Edit mic settings for allegedly.
So
So it doesn't show that your mic is connected.
you can't hear me?
Okay, so while we're
No.
going through this, somebody said, I think I heard somebody say Danielle Siobhan got a membership. I have been watching her since she was a little bitty tiny Inception channel, and I enjoy her work. I love her Sarah Boone stuff as well. I have no idea what's going on with your audio sweetness. Sarah Boone has. Okay. Yeah, I like her content too. You can't look down, you have to watch for all the emojis. Yeah. You can't look away from the content.
Oh, no.
There's two allegedlys. Be very, very scared.
Oh, no. Can you hear me?
You can hear both of them, and now I can't hear her. Okay.
You can't hear me at all?
You can hear both, and I can't.
That's what was going on earlier. Lordy Jesus, help us all.
Why is this being so goofy?
I don't know.
Hi, Rubber.
Okay. Hey, can you hear
I can't hear
me?
you either.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear
One moment,
allegedly.
please.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, girl. Hi. Hey, girl.
Hi, girl. Hey. I got an echo.
You got an echo? Oh, no.
That's weird. I don't know.
I'm too loud.
I got a good voice, but I'm here.
Sometimes she
Okay.
has issues with her mics. So maybe it's her. I don't know. But it's weird that everybody could hear her, but not me. Hey,
Okay,
Blue Giraffe.
There we go.
Okay, I'll drop. She's back.
Okay, can you hear?
you?
Theo, can you hear?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Good. Yay. Thank you, Rubber.
You can stay up, Sheila, if you want to. You're welcome to stay up. You didn't have to leave. No echo, echo, echo. You are you?
Yay.
Okay, good. All right. Now, let me pull this back up. So basically what allegedly said. Yeah. That's what we're doing. We're going to react to this. I got I didn't get I don't know if I got a message back or not. Actually, I haven't checked it. I could, but I did reach out to Tanika's 2 cents. Make sure you go give her a like, and if one of the mods has Danielle Siobhan's link as well, drop that one. I think she is a wonderful creator. She's going places. She's going a lot of places. I'm excited to be in her presence.
I'm definitely going to have to check them out because I don't watch a lot of Sarah Boone stuff. We covered the trial, but that was about as deep as I got on Sarah Boone. So I'm going to definitely check these creators out.
I'm excited. Okay. All right, let's get started. So Miss K is a 2-time former jail bunkie who is spilling the tea on Sarah Boone. Like I said, I will warn you, trigger warning. You may not like what she has to say, and that's okay because we're not here to, like or not like. She was just next to Sarah Boone, and we're going to go from there and just react from that. I watched the first 5 or 6 minutes of it, so I'm also blind reacting with you, allegedly. But I did see her follow up this morning about some of the negativity in the chat, so you may see some of that, and then
Okay.
again, you may not. So we'll see. Let's see, where am I going to put me and you? Where do I want me and you to be?
Yeah, just remember that, yeah, it's, if she's a little bit uncouth or inappropriate, just I don't know, give some grace. I would say maybe.
Yeah, Bellas. Yeah. So now that I'm back, I'm gonna play. Can you hear that when I play it? I'm gonna play it one more time. Thank you to all of the new members of the Guardians. Oh,
I love that.
I couldn't hear it first. I was like, I couldn't hear it. Okay,
I
here
love
we go.
it.
My little wizards. All my little wizards.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
How are you today?
I'm well. How are you doing? Love the lights.
Great.
Yes.
So do you, like always.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yes. All right. So I know that you were in with Sarah twice, once in
Yes.
2020 and then again last year in April of 2024. So let's start with the beginning. What was the first encounter like? Was she famous? What was your experience?
Well, when I first got in there, she really didn't say much. She kept to herself, and I wasn't in there that long to really get associated with her. But last year, yeah, Miss Sarah decided to show her little ass. She got a little too comfortable there sitting in Orange County for all them years.
Did she say show her little ass? I missed that the first time.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't be acting a fool. That's why I'm excited about this because Sarah Boone is a Karen, and she go in there, and if you go in there talking to them inmates like she was talking to her damn lawyer, you'll get punched in the face. Like you don't do that. And
Right.
that
Hi, bad girl. Hi, Indy. And
was
thank you.
that was so sweet of you to give the membership.
I know. I'm so excited.
Yay!
You guys are so supportive. Okay. Here we go. Welcome, new guardian. Who got that? I didn't see that. Who did? Rachel got it. Oh, Rachel Lee got it. Thank
Yay!
you.
Awesome.
She is a parody of grandiosity. That is a good way to
Yeah.
a good way to call her. Right.
Thinking that she was some hot stuff. So I was on a phone call, and unfortunately I didn't have my pen with me, and my bunk was upstairs. So I turned around, and Sarah happened to be sitting right behind me, and I said, "Hey, can I see your pen real quick?" And she got mad. She goes, "I'll let nobody see my pen." I was like, okay. All right. So somebody else gave me a pen, and I finished my conversation. And when I got off the phone, I decided that I was going to go out to the rec yard. And I got everybody that I knew, and I said, "Come here." And we walked into the day room, and I said, "You see that bitch right there? As long as I'm here, she don't get shit."
That's how it is. That is legit how it is. Like you don't.
Damn.
And it's funny because Sarah Boone would have been there for some years, so you would think she would have like priority. She would be the one saying that, like, this bitch don't get shit. But like, it's funny that I like that that they did that. That's how it goes. Like you got to be. It's like high school almost. It's like a clique, but they're like they will straight fight you. They will make your life hell. I hope they did. Sounds like they did.
She don't get shit.
Yep.
Go back.
They'll take your trays and everything.
Take
You
your
won't get
lunch
shit.
money.
Yes.
Take your lunch money over a pin.
Yes, you don't because it's like a respect thing. Like she showed disrespect by not letting that girl use her pen. So they're going to show you the same disrespect back, but even worse.
Wow.
Yes.
Of 2024. So let's start with the beginning. What was the first encounter like? Was she famous? What was your experience?
Well, when I first got in there, she really didn't say much. She kept to herself, and I wasn't in there that long to really get associated with her. But last year, yeah, Miss Sarah decided to show her little ass. She got a little too comfortable there sitting in Orange County for all them years, thinking that she was some hot stuff. So I was on a phone call, and unfortunately I didn't have my pen with me, and my bunk was upstairs. So I turned around, and Sarah happened to be sitting right behind me, and I said, "Hey, can I see your pen real quick?" And she got mad. She goes, "I'll let nobody see my pen." I was like, okay. All right. So somebody else gave me a pen, and I finished my conversation. And when I got off the phone, I decided that I was going to go out to the rec yard. And I got everybody that I knew, and I said, "Come here." And we walked into the day room, and I said, "You see that bitch right there? As long as I'm here, she don't get shit." So 2-3 days pass by, and Miss Sarah decides that she's going to try to corner me in the bathroom and talk to me about the pen. "Oh, I'm sorry that I gave you attitude like that about the pen. It's just in here, it's hard to come by pens." And I'm like thinking to myself, okay, it was just a pen. So she's trying to call herself being like, okay, we're gonna act like we're gonna apologize because I got on her ass and everybody's treating her different now, not knowing that I have a pretty good street credit name, and everybody respects me no matter where I go, even if I go to jail.
Dang. This girl said they respect me everywhere, no matter what I'm doing, where I'm at, and who I'm with.
Right. So if you're if you're in jail and then there's people that will be in and out because unfortunately they're living a bad lifestyle, they're still lost, as I used to call it. And if they're in and out quite a bit, when they go out, you hope for the best. You tell them bye, you hug them, all that things. But when they come back in, they automatically like run shit. They have a lot of respect because everybody knows them anyway. Like she's saying, the street cred. So she's probably one of those. And when she comes in, everybody listens to what she says, even if she's only there for a week, because she's been in and out so much and she's got a lot of credit. And yeah, you don't want to be cornering anybody in the bathroom either. That's not cool. I mean, Sarah Boone just fucking up left and right, and it sounds par for the course for her.
Yeah, that sounds scary to me. I don't I don't want to go to jail. I'm a big girl. Like I mean, I say I'm big girl, but I'm 5'7". I'm not light. I mean, I'm not too fluffy, but I mean, I'm not generally scared of other women, and I think I would be intimidated to go to jail. I just really would. I don't want to be around other women that want to make you feel like you're less than you are. I like women who uplift each other, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, it's I mean, as long as you know your place, you're good. They used to pick on me. There was this girl that had been there for a couple of years and she spoke Spanish and she had this name for me. When I came in, I was detoxing and I would just stare off into space and I have really big eyes and my eyes would be really big. And I would catch myself staring, like I would look at somebody or something and stare for a minute. And she got down on like all fours when we were outside one day and she got her eyes real big and held her head up and she called me something. And I was like, what is that? And she said, it's you. I said, what do you mean it's me? And she said the name again. She said, you look like a deer in headlights because my eyes were so big. So that was my nickname. I mean, as long as you're nice to them, they're nice to you. You just gotta, not go in there acting like your shit don't stink like we know Sarah Boone did.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, she got comfortable in there.
Mm-hmm.
Bella says, "Aw."
Yeah.
Nice. So did she think you were trying to steal her pen? Is that why she was giving
Yeah,
you?
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know who she was at that point?
Oh yeah, I knew it because I went around and called everybody by their criminal cases because I don't remember names. I remember what you do or your face. So I'm not gonna go around in jail calling people an asshole or a dickhead because that's gonna start a fight. So,
Fair enough.
This person is here for trespassing. That one did drugs. You're the suitcase killer. That one beat her kid. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's how it is.
you remember people by what they do.
Did she know that you were calling her the suitcase killer?
Not at that point. No, that was a later confrontation. Do you want to hear about that one too?
Of course. We
So she was blatantly calling her the suitcase killer. Like she didn't call everybody by their name. They called about, "Hey, you
Yeah.
suitcase killer."
Yeah, that's what and that's funny. That's what they know you at. Like, you're known by your case. There was a girl that had murdered her child and they said the baby looked like it had been thrown off a 6-story building and we called her the baby killer.
Wow.
Everybody was nice to her. I stayed away from her because I just couldn't. There was a group of us and I mean, it's like like I said, the clique things, like the people who use substances kind of all hung out together. And it intertwined with ladies of the night because the ladies of the night usually were using substances, but like the baby killers and things, they all hung out together and like we didn't fuck with them. But that's how, yeah, you're pretty much known by your case. Like if you're in there for a misdemeanor, all the misdemeanor people kind of hang together, all the felons hang together, and then it breaks down even smaller as to what you did.
My name would be Snatched a Wig.
Yeah, the people who fight, we stayed away from because we didn't want to get in a fight with them. The people who are in there for fighting because we didn't want to get our ass whooped.
Snatched a Wig. If
Yep.
I didn't have a bad case, I'd probably like change my name to something like robbed a jewelry store and caught 2 homicides or something just to keep people away from me.
And yeah, and people do that too, like because it's like YouTube. You can go in there and be kind of whoever you want to be, unless somebody calls your case out loud or something, Yeah.
Which link are you looking for, Abellis? You need somebody's link. I posted Danielle's.
Sorry if I'm being loud. I was looking for yarn.
Why are you being loud while you're looking for yarn?
Because I was out of yarn and I'm trying to work on this blanket.
When you go to YouTube, like you can't see it up here, but you can go down here to their channel and hit share, and then you can copy that link right there, and it'll share it right over. You can copy and then paste it, or create a post about it on your own YouTube. However you want to do it, Abellis.
I want to hear everything.
So with that one, I was in the bathroom again, and she only talks to a couple of people in there when I was there. And one of the girls, Stephanie, I guess, went up to her and told her that the nickname I had for her was a suitcase killer. So she cornered me in the bathroom, and she was, well, I thought we were all good. Why did you go around calling me the suitcase killer? I said, well, isn't that what you did?
True.
And she's like, well, we can't talk about that. I don't talk about that unless it's with my lawyer. And I was like, well, from what I know, you stuffed your boyfriend in a suitcase and he's dead. So you're the suitcase killer. And she's like, oh, so you don't remember people's names? I said, why would I remember your name? I don't know you outside of this situation, and I don't plan on knowing you outside the situation. So of course I'm going to remember your crime and not your name.
She's so animated.
She was mad. I don't know if you saw the IMS reports that I covered. There was every time someone would call her like something related to her case, she would go nutty. Like, ma'am, you admitted you did it. I don't know why you're mad.
You know, the funnier thing is that it'd be different if she didn't record her dumbass doing it. But bitch, you recorded yourself belittling your boyfriend, telling him, shut.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. She's animated, she's loud, she's mouthy. She would probably, I don't know, she seems like one of those types. I probably would have stayed away from her when I was locked up. She obviously means belittling, but she's animated and hyped up and excited, and she probably stays that way. If I had to guess.
Yeah. I bet she was too. She's all but 5'1" and 105 pounds.
Yep.
Hi, Doc.
Good to see you, Doc Boones.
Yeah, so glad. Belittling. I bet she just, misspoke because she's all excited. You know how you get all excited and
animated and all that. Yep.
But I'm gonna say that from now on though, because I like it. I'm gonna coin that. Thanks, Miss K. By the way, her name is Miss K, and if you look down in the description box, she does have a YouTube channel. She says she's not doing this for clout, clicks, or views. She just wanted to get it out there and have her story told. So
yeah. Awesome. Good for her.
She is amusing. She's amusing.
She's a character, or a card, as they used to say.
Are you a shorty?
Shorty?
A Bellis.
So of course I'm going to remember your crime and not your name.
She was mad. I don't know if you saw the IMS reports that I covered. There was every time someone would call her like something related to her case, she would go nutty. Like, ma'am, you admitted you did it. I don't know why you're mad.
You know, the funnier thing is that it'd be different if she didn't record her dumbass doing it. But bitch, you recorded yourself belittling your boyfriend, telling him, shut the fuck up. This is what you did to me. This is how I feel. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Maybe you shouldn't be talking if you want to save your air. Well, bitch, now maybe you should be saving your air.
Right.
Because and the funnier thing is I'm 6'1", between 240 and 280. I'm 3 times her size. It's not gonna take much for me to just. She's like a little ant.
I mean, did she raise up? Was she trying to flex, or she was like didn't know what she was up for?
She didn't know what she was. She was trying to like have this confrontation in her head in this battle. Like she was prepared to like, I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna say this, and she's gonna bow down. And when I looked at her, like, well, isn't that what you did? Like, like what? Why am I gonna say anything? I'm not gonna call you a drug addict because you're a drunk, but not a drug addict. And
I don't know if they know each other's charges. Do everybody know each other's charges if you're not in the law library?
It depends. Like,
is there a law library in a local jail, or is that just prison?
You can, you don't get to go to the library or anything like that, and just the county jail. I think they have libraries in prison. I've never been to actual prison. I've just been to county. Like, as far as the charges go, like, usually people will tell you, sometimes girls will steal their paperwork, because you get your paperwork and your arrest warrant and stuff while you're there, and you keep that paperwork usually under your mattress between the metal frame and the bed. But some girls will go in there and steal it. But there was this one, like, this in Durham, which Durham is not a place to play around in, but when I was there was a girl that was a lady of the night, and she was the sweetest girl. She was real short. um she was from Hawaii, and this CO, when I was there, freaking, we were getting breakfast or something, and she said, "Hey, what are you?" Or she said something to the effect, "Why are you still here?" And then the girl was like, she was the sweetest girl. She was like, "What do you mean?" And then she was like, "Well, I see that your charges are basically being a lady of the night. So if it was that good, why hasn't a man come and bailed you out yet?" And I was like, what the fuck? Like, the CO said that. Like, I was like, "Ma'am, that
Wow.
was completely uncalled for. Like, why?" And she never got in trouble. That bitch was loud. She would come in there laughing her ass off at like 3 o'clock in the morning while everybody's trying to sleep. She would bring in food from like TGI Fridays and Olive Garden and just sit there and eat it in front of us. Like, she was mean. That CO was hateful.
Well,
But
she
yeah,
definitely said she was 6'1". She said it.
yeah, if the COs like do shit like that, then yeah, their charges. But a lot of time people will tell you what their charges are, or like Sarah Boone, like people coming in would have seen her on the news and be like, "Oh, I know who you are. You're that bitch, the suitcase killer." And
Teresa's got a
again,
great point. Have somebody from the outside look up their shit, and then
yep, people do that too.
makes perfect sense to me.
Hmm.
Ugh.
You killed your boyfriend in the suitcase. What else am I supposed to say?
Right.
And she did get favoritism in there. She did.
Really? By who?
The guard.
Because she complained so much?
I don't know if it was because she complained so much, but I do recall one of the days I was sitting there, and we have the COs are shit. Okay, the COs are shit. They're going there with a power chip. The bitches that are in the dorms, they act like they got bigger dicks than the guys that come in there.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying, they come in there like, "This is my dorm and this is my house," and roar, 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 roar. Like, there's this one CO in there. She had belittled one of the inmates so bad that the lady jumped from the top tier. And
This is
Did she
what I was
live?
just
Please tell
talking
me she
about.
lived.
I don't remember.
That's the kind of thing I was just talking about. The correctional officers are assholes, and they'll do that kind of shit. Like, it's crazy how fucking mean they are. Not all of them.
Twisted Quill's a little bitty bitty too.
Oh, hey, Twisted Quill.
Little bitty. Yeah, I don't even want to. I can't even. I can't even imagine like being on the. No, I can't imagine being in jail where a CO would be after me. I can't imagine being in jail with somebody that's 6'1" who wants to beat me up. I can't imagine being on the top tier or being on the bottom tier and watching somebody jump off the top tier or being pushed off. I just don't want to have nothing to do with that lifestyle.
Yeah, and then you got the ones that are not mentally stable that will take the milk cartons and put their feces in it and then throw it at the COs. Like, it's a whole fucking thing, man.
Oh,
You don't want to go.
gosh. Him
Don't want to
here.
be there.
Oh, your mom's little too. There's a lot of little people in here.
Oh my
But
God.
I do know because of that, there are now metal guards, like sheets of, like, it looks like squares, but in like like this, and it guards the top tier and all the staircases because of her.
Okay.
And she
CO
didn't
is
get
a
fired. She only
correctional.
got reprimanded for a little while.
Like what? She was on it. What kind of reprimand? She
I
couldn't.
think they like took her off of being in pods for a while and made her do something else, and I think she got suspended maybe for a little bit from what I heard, but she still worked there. She was in our pod more than once.
Wow. Okay.
So the COs are like up and down. So the one day though, everybody was doing their thing, and the trustees, there's two in there. They're don't even know why they're trustees. We're not going to get into.
G14 classified says, my dad always gave the inmates respect. He said it's their house. I just worked there for 8 to 12 hours a day. That makes sense.
I'm glad your dad was like that. There's they come in and out like she was talking about a pod. Um so you have your open dorm, which is like a big open room, and then there's like bunk beds that are like screwed into the floor, and like all the bunk beds are just kind of together. They're screwed into the floor or whatever, and then you have your pods. Pods are where you have like an actual jail cell, and there's 2 beds in each jail cell. There's a desk and a toilet, and the doors shut like and lock and all of that. And there's a top tier like upstairs, like she's talking about, and there's a bottom, and at the bottom is usually where like all the little tables are that you sit and play cards or eat or whatever. And then in the where they have bunks, it's like they'll have a section that'll have like 4 or 5 toilets against the wall, and they'll have like a small little brick partition in between each one, and then across from that is showers, just kind of trying to give you an idea of like the difference and what it looks like.
Interesting.
To that one. So they're doing laundry, and they're only doing their laundry though. And I'm noticing like everybody's been bitching they need to get their whites done, and they hardly ever do laundry in there. Like, you got to complain about everything. So little Miss Sarah walks up to the CO and she says something. Next thing you know, she brings like 2 heaping piles of whites to the washer, and she starts just pouring laundry detergent as much as she wants into the thing. And I'm just looking, I'm like, oh, so that's how we do it now? Okay, so I went up to the CO and I said, so we could do laundry anytime we want to? She's like, no. I said, so then why is Sarah doing it? And I went just like that. And the CO looked at me and said, well, somebody needs to mind their business. I was like, that's how we're doing it.
So she did get favoritism then. Okay. I'm surprised.
Okay. I mean, I like the girls so far, but come on, Patty Batty. Maybe it's just because I'm on the outside and I can wash my whites when I want to. But she reminds me of like the girl in the playground that runs to your mom and like tells on you because you pushed her or something. I don't know. That's what she reminds me of with that face she's making.
Guys, I would think she'd be on everybody's nerves.
She is kind of quiet, but when she does come up to you, she says really snitty, snarty remarks.
Like what?
Like just whatever she feels. Like, it just, there's no filter. So like, if she wants to just say that you did something to her and you don't even know her, she's going to do it. Just like her cornering me in the bathroom a couple times. She didn't want no confrontations in front of everybody else, but you're going to corner me in the bathroom while I'm minding my own business.
Trustees do get more
Maybe I'm trying to
favoritism.
intimidate you.
But yeah, she does seem, I was muted a minute ago. She does seem like that type. She probably got on the CO's nerves. That's probably why the CO was like, somebody needs to mind their business, because she knows that she kind of does that. And she could tell that her and Sarah were going back and forth, and the COs are like, you know, they get tired of it just like anybody else would. But trustees do get favoritism, and because she was there for such a long time, she would have definitely been a trustee, and she would have definitely had more privileges because of that.
It makes sense. It's
Yeah.
still, I mean, because I've never been in there, it does kind of remind me of the, no, I'm going to tell on you kind of thing. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's who.
I don't know if you can see
That's
Yeah,
the kind of person she seems like.
on the screen, but Brian is asking, what was the celly vibe like one-on-one? You guys were not in cells though, right? Weren't you in a dorm?
No, we weren't in cells. We were in pods or dorms. They call them dorms. We were in pod B. So that was Bravo dorm. And there was at any point in time between 64 and 65 people in it. And that was before, like, you, I think, had like a month to be in there. And like after a month, if you didn't get out, then they moved you to different parts of the jail.
Okay.
So it was like, imagine putting.
Janet said, I spent a weekend in jail, but COs were nice. I told some of the girls the things they can't do, like the way they passed meds and other things. COs were glad to see me go. We're telling on everybody, Janet.
That's
nice
funny.
to see you.
Yeah, usually when you're there for a weekend, they usually have like it's you're not around enough to see any of the bad stuff usually when you're in there for a while. So what she's explaining see I've never when they called them dorms when I was in a pod and it was called a pod, it was like the single like two people to a cell. But what she's explaining is like it's like a big huge area where there's just a bunch of bunk beds, and then on the other half or other side, there will be tables where you play cards. And there's like what she was saying, like 60, probably, 30 sets of bunk beds. And then you got 60 or so inmates in each one. And she said, if you're there longer, you get switched out. So they must have a pretty high female population in that area. Usually females just stayed in the same dorm because there's a lot more males than females anywhere I've been. But if there's a lot of females around, then maybe they switch them around to other dorms. It's interesting though that she said you get moved out after about a month, but Sarah was still in that one.
Yeah. Well, she was for a while. She was back and forth between that one and K dorm, if I remember in the inmate readings. We'd have to go back and see when they moved her around, but she kept having a little attitude and fighting with other girls around her. There was a little insight into the jail inmate things that we did, that she
Okay.
just kind of got moved around from here to there. And I have a suspicion about one of the bunks or one of the areas that she was in being less than not where regular people would be, but people that had maybe some mental deficiency, or maybe even not not wanting to be here anymore type things. So I'm not
Yeah.
100% certain on that. Maybe she'll talk about it, I'm not sure, but I know that there's different dorms that mean different things, and certain kinds of women in different dorms from what I read
Okay.
on the inmate thing.
Makes sense.
66 toddlers in one room with one adult and hardly any control. And everybody's throwing a tantrum at any point given time for
Yep.
absolutely no reason, and none of it makes sense.
Oh God.
It's just crazy. It's compact. There's literally like there was 7 phones that worked for 64 people. So when it was phone time, everybody'd be fighting over the phone. There's one computer that you can order commissary on, so everybody'd be fighting over that. There's I think 12 tablets or less, so everybody be fighting over that.
Can you
Look, there's Blue Giraffes in there. Did she ever mention the plea deal she rejected? Blue Giraffes is over there. Hi, Blue Giraffes.
I don't know about that. That would be something you would notice. She mentioned the plea deal she didn't take.
Not that I'm aware of. I haven't heard her say anything about it yet. The only thing that came out after the sentencing so far was the 28-page letter that we read about
Mhm.
her being forgiving of
George,
everybody, basically forgiving of us
crazy.
YouTubers for calling her out, forgiving of the judge, forgiving um, of herself, and forgiving George's family.
Yeah.
Absolutely the cringiest letter you could read. It was just awful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
remember
was
that.
awful. She does. She has a neck tattoo. She
Oh, okay.
does.
This girl, I was like, Sarah, what?
Oh, I don't know if Sarah's gotten any tattoos in there. Yeah, she had lots of forgiving in that note. I'm gonna guess the only thing that we've seen come out most recently in her appeal is that she was already on her second lawyer, but that was factually had nothing to do with her. She didn't do it. And then the second one that she's got, they've actually found the original appeal that James Owens did for her on December the 18th. It was lost somewhere in the abyss, and they have found it since. So she's good on that.
Okay.
Anders.
you talk on the phone on the tablets? Is it like
No,
Oh.
there's phones in there that are like pay phones. So
Yeah.
there's 4 on this side. I sent you the little diagram of the. Do you still have that? Yeah, I sent you the layout of the jail
Oh, a
cell.
diagram.
Let's see if you can't bring that up. That's why I sent it to you so that you can show the audience. See, I was prepared. And I even showed where Sarah's bunk was. Like I labeled Sarah's bed. She was by the rec room on the bottom. I think she was in bunk 4. But she had so much shit. It was ridiculous. She was using other people's stuff, and she's had books and papers, and It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, she got written up for it too. She had it. I don't know if you remember Christina Pena. I think I asked you if Christina got out in April, so you might have missed her.
So before I go on, does anybody in the chat know who Christina Pena is? Before we go on, everybody who watches Sarah Boone probably knows.
I don't. Hey, Danielle.
Oh, you look great in the green over here. I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad to see you. Anybody who has not checked her out, please go see the Emoji Queen. She's fantastic.
I'll
Her
definitely
take
go
on
check her
Sarah
out.
Boone. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I think I posted her. Yep, she is. You're right, Abellis. You're right.
So what she's talking about, her being messy, they do bunk checks, and like if you have a bunch of papers or your bunk is nasty, because you have to keep all of your stuff, like your shampoo, your commissary, all of that has to stay on your actual bunk bed when they have the dorm situation and you don't have a cell, and you'll get written up and you'll lose phone privileges and your privileges to order food off the kiosk if you don't keep your mess clean. And I would get in trouble because I didn't have cigarettes, and once I got over being sick from detoxing, everybody would give me like their cornbread, and I would have all the bread, and I would have it in bags on my bunk, and I would get in trouble for the crumbs being everywhere.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Blue Giraffes is here with us. Blue
Yeah.
Giraffes
Thank
is
you for
after Sarah. Yeah, I know. Thank you. What? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just saying, hey, G14 as well. I'm sorry, love. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're totally fine. After Sarah was found guilty, she was placed in the segregation area, for lack of better terms. She was put into K through 12, which was great considered she excelled in K through 12.
That's
Love that.
hilarious.
That was that. Michelle loves your channel, Danielle. I love your channel too.
I'm definitely gonna come check you out.
Yeah, you have huge fans in here. Definitely. Definitely. So I haven't really said it out loud much, but I got monetized back when close to the time when Danielle got monetized, and I stopped going live and stopped doing content for a while for, personal reasons and family reasons and stuff. And she continued on and she has grown, and it's been beautiful to watch. Both her and Tanika have grown so much. And
That's awesome.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, everybody was binging your stuff in the last couple of days. When they don't see something come out, I see people asking if I've seen you.
That's awesome.
We're glad to have you.
Yeah, that
But she
was
was like-
she probably left right before I got in there, because when I got in there, Sarah wasn't really
Hi,
talking
Jackie.
to anybody but that Stephanie chick and another chick. I forgot her name. I told you I don't remember these people's name. I don't talk to them. I don't associate with anybody. Like the shit that they talked about in there, I'm like,
wow.
I don't have anything in common with anybody in here. Like, even what I did it wasn't in common with anybody. I'm not a drug user. I don't do anything like that. They just don't like that. I use my body the way I want to use my body. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so now we figured out what it is that she does for a living. Okay, that's okay.
And yeah, it is, but she's an enigma because it's like, all the girl, like, most of the time when there was ladies of the night that came in there or got charged with that, I mean, they were on substances too, because we would all look out for each other. Like, I mean, I've told you personally that they were going to rehouse me in medical because I was so sick I couldn't eat for like 2 weeks, and they were like, we're going to have to send you to medical if you don't start eating. And I finally did. And like, if you come in and you're, we can tell you're detoxing because it's obvious you're sick, you don't want to eat anything. The only thing you want is something sweet. Your body craves sweet. So we would always take our commissary, like our sweets, and we would all like come together, and whoever was coming in and would detox, we would make sure they had like a candy bar and a soda to try to help them get through it. And it's weird because like most of the time, if you were a lady of the night, you were on substances too. So she would have been an enigma.
Right. Wow. So
And
that could be why she was also known, in and out and respected, and in that direction too. And then if you, truly, we're sitting here, we're saying, yeah, they talk shit about each other and all that, but it's probably a lot like, that's my sister, I can talk shit, but if you do,
right.
I might smack you around. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. That's what my mama told me.
I ain't starting fights. I ain't going robbing nobody. I ain't doing nothing crazy. I'm just taking care of my own, you know?
Let me see if I can find this.
Yeah, I sent it to you on your phone.
Was it on my? Okay, let me try that.
Yeah, it's on your phone in the text messages. Sorry,
Okay,
everybody. I sent her a lot of stuff. She's been busy, trust me. She's been a busy, busy lady this last week waiting for this live.
Okay.
Hi, Against All Logic. Welcome in.
It'll work. We'll get it together.
Yes.
I figured that would help out a little bit more so everybody could see the layout. Now, the top tier, the reason I didn't do the top tier, because literally it was just beds.
Right. She came prepared.
On the top?
And Sarah wasn't, on the top is just beds. And Sarah wasn't on the top. She was on the bottom.
Okay.
But not in a suitcase.
It's on here now.
Definitely not in a suitcase. Keep the suitcases away from Sarah. No suitcase.
I didn't really see her get commissary too often either.
She got a bunch of sweets. That seemed to be her
yeah, honey buns.
Her jam. Honey buns and
okay, cheese.
They won't send me Stefan's commissary fucking list. I'm gonna have a talk with them.
Because I sent it to you?
No.
I was pretty sure I saw it in your FOIA stuff, actually. Are you sure?
They said that like it showed me how many times he ordered from commissary and how much he spent, but they won't send me what he bought. Like I'm gonna have to call them and be like, look, Orange County sends out for Sarah Boone. What do I need to do?
Fawny, thank you. She said, glad to see your live streaming. Want to make sure I support you as well. Thank you to whoever gifted me a membership here. Very sweet. Y'all are the best. Membership? I'm gonna play it.
Yeah. I love that.
Guardian Fawny. Thank you.
That was so sweet. I love that.
Yeah, they got honey buns and commissary. That's like a main staple.
Yes, and the food that they would make, like I wasn't good at making food, but like they would make, oh my God, there was like these things like we would all like me and several people would order certain things off a commissary and then we would all put it together like twice a week. We'd get enough to make two, and they'd make these big, huge burritos with like ramen noodles and summer sausage and a big tortilla. And we'd all split it at night at like 10 o'clock at night when we were playing spades. I didn't ever cook it, but I would always like everybody, like it'd be like 5 or 6 people and everybody would chip in. And man, some of that food is like the best. The birthday cakes we would make with the honey buns. And then like I don't know what all they put on it, but man, them things were good. Like sometimes I miss the food. Like it's weird. It's weird. Like out here on the outside, it's like sometimes I miss some of the food that we used to make, but I never made it. So I don't remember how to make it. You know, it's been 10 years since I was in trouble anyway, but.
That is not the first time I've heard that. Oh, Twisted Quill, thank you so much for becoming a guardian of Firelight. I'm so excited.
Oh,
you guys are so awesome. Give me reasons to play my song.
Hey, Norma.
Norma's here too. Hi, Norma. Nice to see you.
I love that.
I can't do it.
Can you guys see
There
that?
you go.
Okay, let me see. I gotta make
Are we
it
able
bigger.
to see that? Oh, okay. There we
go.
Yeah, so on the right side at the top, you see where it says rec yard. Sarah's bunk was there.
Here.
Yep, that was where Sarah was. She was right by the wall in the corner.
she has it labeled Sarah Boone 3. Like she has it labeled. She was keeping an eye on her.
Yep. That's weird. See, the only time I've ever seen it like that was when we had like the actual doors that would close. Ours was like one corner of the room would have the bunks. It wasn't like all around like that. But the tables were in the middle in front of the CO desk. They always do that. That's interesting. I've never seen it laid out like that.
Birthday cake mashed up Little Debbie's on top of honey buns?
Yeah, and it was like it had some hot cocoa powder that they would mix and make like a chocolate syrup, and they would put on it. I don't know how to make it, but man, it was good. It was so good. Bellis, that was so sweet. You're
She
so
did make a
sweet.
map of the day room. Oh, Bella's. Don't do. You know what you're trying to do, and you're gonna make me cry. Don't do it.
She said she wants to hear the music. You're so sweet, Bellis.
I would have played it for you anyway. Welcome all the new members. All the new members. Wow. Andrew's got a membership.
Yeah.
Yay! Andrew's gonna look great in green.
Yes.
Right now we know how to now the layout's out there. We can storm the jail.
Yes. Let's
Thank you,
storm the jail.
Abellas. Thank you. So I should do it 2 times for 20, shouldn't I? Oh, my little wizards. Miss Sarah got one too. Yay, Sarah.
Yay.
Abellis is amazing.
Yeah, she's so sweet. All of you are. Thank you all for being here. Y'all are so sweet and supportive.
Daniel said, Twisted Quill, happy healing, beautiful. Oh.
And then the showers were right by those bunks. And then it was weird how they did it. And then you would have the bathrooms because they'd have to tell everybody, flush the toilet so we get hot water. Because yeah.
Okay.
It was cold as crap. And then you had to like flush the toilets to try to get the water to heat up in the morning because it was like ice cold. And like, yeah, so she would come, that little line right there between the shower. Yeah, right there. That's a divider.
Okay.
So that goes only up so high to try to give some kind of privacy when you're in the bathroom or in the shower, but not really. So I think that's
Okay.
why she did do what she did, because the guard can't really see what's going on, and she's short as shit. So her little ass trying to intimidate my big ass in the bathroom. Yeah. Let's put it this way. I put a lock in a socket, was going to knock somebody out more than once, and I'm not afraid to. I just don't want to catch more charges. With that being
Whoa.
said,
Where do y'all get the locks from? From the
And she's talking about at bar soap. They
Oh.
they would put those in socks and beat you with them. But again, I mean, just hearing her talk, like, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I think she maybe exaggerates a little bit. I'm
She
just,
could be embellishing a little bit. Yeah, maybe.
yeah,
You know.
as
maybe.
politely as possible. Yeah, you don't want to get in a fight, obviously, because you'll get another charge. But I mean, if you were going to get in a fight, why? I don't know. I don't understand why you're going to go for the lock in the sock. I don't. Mm-mm.
I don't want to. So Fawny has a question for you, Miss Allegedly.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. I haven't been to prison. I've just been to county, but the NCOs would come in and tell us women that we stink. But you have to remember that, like, okay, they would give us, the only feminine products you have are pads, and shower, like she said, is ice cold. And so you showered, but it was cold, so you were trying to hurry up and get out. And I mean, imagine like 60 women, you know, someone's always going to be on their cycle, and then the toilets are like open air, so if somebody takes a dookie and it stinks real bad, it's going to stink up the pod. Some women didn't shower that often, so yeah, there is a smell to it. And then you also have to add people being sick. Like you smell when you're sick and throwing up. And I mean, when you detox, it's bad because you're sweating and then you get cold chills, and then you're sweating and then you get cold chills. People will throw up on the floor and are too sick to clean it up. And then you have to get the trustees to clean it up. Yeah, there's definitely a smell, unfortunately.
Yeah, and everybody's cycle's going at
Yep.
one time.
They do give you shampoo, but like it's like shampoo and like a little like
Like
ketchup
hotels.
pack. No, it's like shampoo in like a little ketchup pack. I mean, when I went, it was like 10 years ago. And then you would get a little itty bitty bar of soap that looks like it's for a dollhouse. Like it's a miniature bar of soap, and you get a miniature toothbrush and like a travel size toothpaste. And then if you wanted more, you'd have to buy it off a commissary. And I mean, there's girls in there that didn't get money for commissary, or if they did get money for commissary, they weren't worried about that kind of stuff. I always had some shampoo, conditioner, soap, all that. I mean, I ain't about to stink, but some girls, are different as nicely as possible.
Wow. Tater tot casserole and woo. All right. All
That
right
sounds
then.
good.
Not
Tater tot
what,
casserole sounds
not
good.
what content, just mix it with.
Mm-hmm.
So the smells, what did you say? Where'd it go? Oh, the smells you describe have definitely scared me straight from crime, not the other kind.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a place you want to be, but it's also not as bad as they say it is either.
25 years ago. Janet, you're youngin'. We've talked about this before. You're youngin'.
Oh, bad girl. That was so sweet.
Oh,
Y'all are so sweet and supportive. I love it.
Bad Girl says, want to support our family. Proud of you all and don't stop fighting for those who can't. We are not going to stop fighting. We're not going to stop talking about Madeline. The only reason that we can't talk about Sebastian right now is I'm just really waiting to see what happens with this injunction and be on the other side of that. But I definitely have not stopped, sending out all the best vibes for him. Bad Girl, thank you so much. I have no words.
I
have no
know.
words.
It's overwhelming. That's so sweet. I'm so good. You guys are so awesome. You guys are so supportive. I love it.
It's not as bad as I think.
It's
I don't
not, yeah,
know.
it's not as bad as you think it is. Like, it sounds horrible, and some aspects can be. It kind of depends on your attitude, and how you are as a person, but it's not as bad as you think it is. But I mean, again, I'm not saying that so you go there. Please don't ever go there. You don't want to go there. It's not a good place to go.
Don't go there.
Sarah, that was so sweet.
Now I'm behind on the comments. You guys are so amazing. I can't keep up. Sarah gifted 1 membership to April Storm. What a name. April Storm.
I love
If
that.
you got a membership from Sarah, please say thank you. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you. Y'all are just doing that to hear the song now. Right? I don't want to go there either. Danielle said, by the way, just take cold showers. I mean, you don't have to have the hot water in there. Just as college dorm, summer camp, and detention after school. Not the brat pack you want to be in.
Right. And it is like that. It's like I mean, again, it's like she described, like 60 toddlers throwing a fit at one time, and you got to deal with it. It's just,
That's crazy. Me too, bad girl. Me too.
yeah, I like that
You
too.
may
I
have
think
stuff.
it's cool. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're okay. What is the Sally vibe like one-on-one? I guess that Brian said that to her. I guess that's the question we're at.
Your boyfriend in a suitcase, but you didn't fight a 6'1", 250-pound bitch.
Whoa. And I think she's only like 5'2", 5'3".
She's short as shit and tiny as hell. She weighs 105 pounds at the most, probably.
Wow.
That child is tiny as shit, but she got some balls though. She's got some
Balls of a burglar. I say it all the time. Balls
yeah,
of a
okay.
burglar.
And you see that table, the very first table. You see the stairs that's by Sarah's bed, and you see that very first table right here. Yeah, that was her table. That was the table she always sat at. She would make people move if they sat there. You
How
couldn't
would make
sit
people
with her.
move?
She would move all the other chairs away from her.
So they were intimidated by her because there's not no woman in the world who's going to tell me where I can and can't sit. So
Yeah.
if they were telling her, you can't sit here, like, and they were just like, okay, cool, we'll move to another table. Then they were intimidated by her, and might even be intimidated that she has pull with the COs that they don't have.
Yeah, because like again, like when you're in there and you're a trustee or whatever, you get more privileges. So evidently she did have more pull with the COs, and like, yeah, it sounds like she was kind of running things. And they get that, like I mean, that's kind of how it goes. Um,
That's what I
don't.
was thinking. Content, like making people move. If you did that, you might get beat up. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and you would, and it's weird to me because she's such a Karen. Like, I don't understand how she could have that kind of pull or seniority in there, but evidently, I mean, from what they're saying, she kind of did. I mean, I'd have to go back to the COs. That's interesting.
Jackie, I'm glad that you can laugh about your experience now, but I'd be beating on the glass and let me out too.
Well,
Please don't make me stay in here. Sarah Boone is fascinating because she shows us what narcissism looks like at its worst. She would be out in 3 years from now if she took the plea, but she couldn't even admit to being drunk, let alone MS.
a murderer, yeah,
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, I agree with that. If she had just taken, she thought she was going to get away with this. She thought that James Owen was going to get her off.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't with her. Yeah, you excel at everything, right, Sarah? That does sum it up for sure.
Yep.
And only have her chair solo and put everything on the desk. Like, she wouldn't let nobody sit with her.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay, and so the correctional officer sits here. Is there just one?
Yeah,
Or are
just
there like
one
one on
desk
each
and they sit
side?
there.
Okay.
And then you see that right there, that thing, that's the phones are right there next to the desk on the other side. No, on the top.
Oh, here. Okay.
Yeah. So there's 3 phones, and then there's 1 kiosk in that little center.
Okay.
And then over by the other divider, there's another 4 phones. But the only funny thing is the top part where the kiosk is, only 2 of those phones work because the one that's closest to the wall doesn't work. You got to sit there and you got to go like this and try to. And then, like, every other word is in and out. So nobody really likes to fight over that phone. That's like the, maybe if I want a broken conversation, I'll use this one.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so it was quite interesting. She didn't have a lot to say, but when she did, she was always trying to fight somebody. And confrontational, like, you're not even trying to make friends, you're trying to make enemies. You're going to get popped.
Right. Oh my God.
And she didn't even know me. She could have politely said, "No, I'm sorry, you can't use my pen." And no, she wants to give me a snappy attitude. I'm like, lady, you do not know who the hell I am. Like, this is not my first rodeo, okay?
Oh my God.
Do you know who
There
I
ain't
am?
nothing you can do to me that my mama hasn't already.
You ever look at all of the videos that come out and the Karens are like, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who or the kids, do you know who my parents are?" No,
Right.
I don't. I do not. Thank you. No, you make me feel at home, and I appreciate that. Unintentional jokes are coming from. She said like 100 times. Oh, I know. Unintentional. Yeah, she's crazy. Content Angel said, I noticed that women in jail were actually nice to each other because everyone's sort of afraid of what they've seen on TV and movies. They're afraid to get beat down. Everyone was nice. Interesting. Oh, well, we're here chatting for you, Sarah. We're chatting away. Yeah, I can see that. Giving each other candy or making sure each other's safe.
Yeah, we did. We would look out for each other. Especially like I said, if somebody was detoxing, we would try to make it as best as we could for them, because especially us that had been through it, because we knew what it was like to suffer, so we would look out.
Sue Joy, thank you. It's so nice to see you here. Sarah Boone's highest achievement was getting her life in prison. How proud she must be. I know, I agree.
Already done. Does that make sense?
Yes. Someone
And
said you
I
are
don't
prepared.
like fighting.
Right.
Okay, Indy,
they
have a
said
good
girl
one.
prepared with dialogue.
With diagrams.
I
yes.
did, because I wanted you guys to understand where she was at and how this shit went down, because I'm not a liar. Like, Miss Sarah almost got popped a couple times, and I had to remind myself, you're not in here for beating somebody up, so you don't want to catch that extra charge or go to segregation. So don't hit her. Don't hit her.
Oh, she had to hold herself back from hitting her. That's That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jamie said most of the women were in for non-payment of child support. So you said you were in like 25 years ago. So is that what was more common back then? That makes sense.
Um,
No child support. Why were people not paying child support back then?
my phone is on 1%. I've got it on the charger, but it's going down for some reason. I just switched the charger. So if you lose me, I'll grab you. I'll have to grab my laptop and get on that way.
We'll still be here. We'll still
Okay.
be here. You come back. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. I think prison
Hopefully
is
it'll
very different for
charge
Sarah now.
because I had
How's
to. I've got to start cooking, so hopefully it'll stay
you good?
charging. If not, I'll bring the laptop in here.
Okay, good. You can do what you got to do. Rachel, I think the prison's going to be very different for her too. I'm not sure how she's going to act in there. I think she'll probably be in a 2-man cell as opposed to in the dorm setting. So it might be a little different, but she most certainly can't be trying that stuff on one of her cellmates because she'll get beat up.
Yeah, in prison, I've never been to prison, but she won't have seniority because there's people there doing life or, a number of other things, and she'll come in as the newbie. So I would love to know somebody who comes out of prison after being with her. Can't
Yeah,
wait
and
to hear that.
there's a couple of other famous people in Lowell with her. She's not just her. She's not the big dog there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Danielle, I wonder if she has regrets too. I don't know that it had hit her yet, until even with the appeals right now. I mean, how long do they hold on to hope? I mean, I've even heard Wade Wilson say on his phone calls, like, "Oh no, the death penalty will get vacated, and I won't even have to worry about that." I mean, he's on his appeal right now. He thinks he's going to get out free and clear, and he unalived 2 women viciously. Like, so I don't know that if she has any regrets or if she is truly a sociopath. She doesn't have those feelings. She can't mimic. She's just mimicking what she sees around her. Then she's not gonna.
The only thing that you have there that they can never take away from you, is your hope. So that's why a lot of people have hope for what seems like unrealistic things because that's all you've got. So
Yeah.
that's what that has to do with more.
Makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna get the wet mop treatment. What's that? What is that?
I don't know. I haven't heard of that. I would think where they beat you with a wet mop or mop you. I don't know. That would be my thought process. I was chill. So, and nobody got in a fight anytime I was in there, but I was good at de-escalating too. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know if she's capable of honest self-reflection at all.
Oh my God, the restraint. So then what about in 2024 when she was uber famous at that point or infamous?
No, that was in 2024.
Oh, that was 24. Okay.
That was last year, yes.
Oh, and she was still, after she already had seen you, did she not remember you?
No, she didn't remember me.
Ah, okay.
I remember faces and shit you do. I don't forget.
Well, how many 6'1" women are in jail that she forgot you? I think I would remember you.
But see, at that time, I don't think she was really thinking about anybody else because she was going, "Oh my God, what did I do to myself? I just recorded killing my boyfriend and not intentionally, bitch. You intentionally went upstairs and left that man in that suitcase and took your drunk ass to it." Yeah, she said she hit the bed. All right. Yeah, she hit the bed because she was drunk and passed the fuck out. That's being inebriated like a motherfucker.
Right. Not intentional.
and not intentional. Bitch, you don't even remember recording the videos of you doing this shit. How
not
drunk
intentional.
were you?
Not intentional.
Not intentional.
Definitely
Or the other one, she likes saying, "Oh, you're going to make this worse for me. I got to live without George." You know what really killed me and sealed the deal? Is when she actually left those videos on her phone of poor George sleeping in the hallway. Passed the fuck out drunk, and he said, "You know what? I don't even want to wake up the fucking dragon in there and deal with the fire. I'm going to sleep right here." The poor man didn't have a blanket. He didn't have a pillow. He was sleeping on a fucking wall half naked. And she wants to come outside and start screaming at him. when he walked back up on her, I was actually in my mind going, yes, hit her. I was
Oh my
rooting
God.
for George to pop her and told her, shut the fuck up. I'm tired of hearing it. I give him so much
Dang.
restraint for not hitting the bitch, okay?
Man. So if he got
Anybody
in a
else
couple
would have
licks,
popped her.
if he got in a couple licks, you wasn't gonna be mad.
I
Oh my
did. I was
God.
like, please hit her, George. Just do it. I give you permission. I don't condone violence, but just hit her. She deserves. What is her problem? You were sleeping.
Oh my God.
Danielle says, happy belated heavenly birthday, George. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. He sure did put up with some shit.
It seems like he really loved her. He took complete advantage of that, and I hate that. I do want to remember him, and thank you guys for doing that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, justice for Madeline as well. A lot of evil in the world in there.
There is.
A lot of evil. Yeah, there is.
Yes.
And the crazier thing is, I didn't know this, but we actually live close to each other because I know the Publix she was talking about and the liquor store.
You probably passed her in the store a couple of times.
I probably did and didn't even pay attention because I don't, I don't pay attention to Karens.
Oh my God. You walked out while she was asking for the manager at the
Probably. I'm like, oh God, not this bitch again. I gotta go. Jesus help me. And I just took off like poof.
Oh my God. So was she nice to anybody though? Like did she, I mean, obviously
So before she answers that, Danielle, why have you in chat? Do you have any intention of covering anybody else soon, or what is your plan? I've been wondering. I've been meaning to write and ask you what the next plan is after Sarah Boone. Yeah, that's for sure. Do you plan on covering Madeline Soto at all, or Stephen Stearns?
Christina was
she
her
was only
friend.
talking to two females when I was in there, that Stephanie chick and that other chick.
Okay.
And that's when I was like, and she was snotty. So I don't know. I didn't even understand why them two were talking to her. And they're
they're a lot
no.
younger than she is. They were like in their 30s. Yeah.
Yeah, they were younger. And she's like, oh, she's so nice. She helps us with this and that. And we cook together sometimes. And I'm sitting there thinking, where is she nice? She bit my head off about a fucking pen.
As long as she stays in jail and doing what she's doing, yeah, there'll be content for life on Sarah Boone. I agree. Arrest Jen Soto now, Norma says. Bonnie, pity Sarah Boone. Yes, I agree. You pity her? Do you? Yeah, everybody agrees with that. Cheese. We got in trouble for talking about cheese in breakfast the other day with I know. We sure have. Everybody has invested too much time in her, but we enjoy the hell out of your content, so don't stop.
And then cornered me in the bathroom about two dumb things. Like,
yeah.
where's that being nice? I don't understand
Right.
that.
Welcome, Laura, to the membership. Let me see. I've been MIA. Oh my gosh. Welcome, Melanie. I'm hoping everything is okay.
Yeah, he was skinny. Skinny.
There we go. Okay, we're going to take a comfort break. I'm trying out something new, and then we'll be right back.
Oh, okay. She's taking a comfort break. Does everybody need one of them? Go grab your popcorns and your teas and refill your coffees and whatnots.
Yeah, we're washing the kids are washing their dishes from earlier, and I'm getting ready to cook, but I'm here. I'm listening. I'm just quiet.
Okay. Yeah, that trial delay was a pain. Comfort break. My patience is like Wi-Fi. It's strong but limited. That's funny. Good interview thus far. I love the comfort breaks because I have to pee. Sorry if I'm TMI. Lexicon said that. Oh, that's a short break. Like, you better run and get back. There's Queen Olive over there. Look at Queen Olive.
Grab your gasoline draws and run.
you got to hurry up. True crime junkie. I stopped when I realized I could be her understudy. Uh-oh. Some self-reflecting there going on in the chat, so that's good. As soon as they got her new healthy pink kidney, it automatically started producing. Okay, we're good. We'll skip that.
Hello.
Hey.
All right, we're all back. I've got some questions I want to pull up here that some of the members and subscribers asked ahead of time. Let me see if I can get this there. Did Sarah need constant attention any way she could get it?
Mostly from the guards. It wasn't really from like the inmates. It was from the guards because she was like, I don't know, needy with certain things. It wasn't really with people though. She didn't really say much to anybody unless it was to the Stephanie chick or that other chick.
Okay.
You're better than me. I can't read that small print.
Oh my God. I have another screen that I'm looking at. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this, as Sandy TCF. Is Sarah one of a kind, or do you encounter others like her? If she has typical victims that she bullies, manipulates, what does she seem drawn to?
I've seen a lot of narcissistic people in my life, especially in all aspects of things that I've done in my life. You know, I've done a lot of sales. I've cleaned people's houses. I've done babysitting.
You sure did.
I've worked at, zoos. I've done retail. I've done it all. I got a really big resume, but she's a typical narcissist. She thinks that woe is me all the time. And if you sneeze her way the wrong way, it was against her. Like, bitch, I sneeze. What's your problem? It was a sneeze. Achoo, bless me, sorry.
Oh my God.
So the best way to put it is Sarah thinks that the world should revolve around her. She's got the main character syndrome, and if anything else goes outside of the realm of what she thinks it should be.
I was just agreeing. She sure does have main character syndrome. The world should revolve around her. It's what she wants, what she needs, what she wants to do. I hate people like that. I can't stand it.
Yeah, it's annoying. It would be annoying to me.
It's an issue.
And she lets you know about it. Yeah, that makes sense. But it sounds like she's setting herself up for disappointment because it's just not realistic.
No, it's not. You got to figure everybody does what they do, and everybody has that main character syndrome. Everybody thinks that the world's got to revolve around what the fuck I'm doing because that's just human nature. But when you overstep them boundaries and you get to the point where that becomes a constant and you forget about others and you're so selfish, it becomes an issue.
Right. She's, an interesting character. And nobody's ever the villain in their own story, Like nobody ever, when they tell the story, they're the main character. So
no, see, what you forget is that it's not about making yourself to be a villain. It's about taking responsibilities and owning up for your bullshit. And people like Sarah who are narcissistic cannot take responsibilities for anything that she has ever done that has been a fuck up. To have humility and to be humble, you have to know that you're not perfect and that you make mistakes.
Yeah, she doesn't think she makes mistakes. It's the rest of us.
Oh yeah, it's everybody but Sarah.
Oh my God. Okay, Collector of Dolls 1244. Did she ever say anything about George? Did she say anything about the hair braiders? Did she ever get any consequences for breaking the rules?
Well, when I was there, she really didn't do anything to break the rules that I saw, except the little bit of favoritism from the guards with the clothes. That one was a little bit like, oh, okay, I see she's got a finger up someone's ass over here and diddling her little tutoir.
That's not needed.
It wasn't, but I'll tell you something funny. So
I meant the comment that the person made, but yeah, I didn't that either. But yeah, I just if you don't have anything nice to say, I mean, Tanika comes on here and she spills her heart and soul into her content. She really does try to prepare. She tries to be, she tries to be as neutral as she can be. But even as a content creator, it's really hard to do that. You can't always be neutral. And then people are like, it's embarrassing. You weren't expecting what you got on the channel. What were you expecting out of a 2-time former jail bunkie? What was your expectation?
right.
Anyway, go on with what you were saying. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's just I was gonna say it's funny that she says that because like I went to one I got in trouble over several counties. So I went to one jail and the girls had taken wet toilet paper and made a phallic symbol with it, and like it was weird. They don't let girls have tampons. The hot dogs and that one, they would cut them up. So it's weird that she talks about things like that, talking about that aspect of it. Some girls get girlfriends in there, but only the ones that are in there for a long time.
Right.
It's interesting
Yeah.
that whole aspect of it.
And you cannot tell me that some of these people are not actually genuinely curious about those things. I mean, we think about them. If you were locked up for long periods of time, would you change who you are? Like, or would you get a girlfriend while you were in there? Or are you know what I'm saying? Or would you stick to yourself? Or would you be able to fit in? Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and I agree. I feel for you too, allegedly. I mean, those
Oh,
experiences must have been tough. That's what Caustic
no.
says.
Yes, they were tough. But make no mistake, I did it. Like I did what I did and I got in trouble for it. So I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing. My damn dumbass shouldn't have been breaking the law. So, but I appreciate it. That's really sweet of you.
Anders says a puzzle and 3 gallons of wine make a good day.
Yeah, they would make hooch out of the fruit juice and bread. Sometimes they would use bread, sometimes they'd use just fruit juice and sugar. I don't know. It's weird. I never drank any of the hooch.
I saw that there's a question down here. I wonder if they're going to get to it. It asked if Sarah was making toilet hooch.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it reminded me of the hooch. They would make it in the toilet, but like also, and when I went to, it was like there were stories, okay, and up above us were the men's. Where the men were up above us, and I think they were down below us. And you would be sitting in your room, and you would all of a sudden hear like a voice coming from the toilet, and what we would do is like we would flush all the water down the toilet and we would stop the water from coming in. Like you could stop it up and keep the water from coming back in, and then you would have full on conversations with a man that was in the cell above yours. He would be talking in his toilet and you would talk in your toilet, and it was like a telephone. Pretty interesting.
Oh, wow. Interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Hello up there. Hello down there.
Yeah. I mean, and again, going back to the like being alone, like you can imagine what kind of conversations were happening and things. But the girls that would do it a lot, they would get picked on because their faces would break out and they would have acne, and they would be called the toilet girls because they got the acne on their face from, talking in the toilet.
Oh, gosh. Okay, chat. If anybody knows how to answer Teresa, she says, I've seen Sarah called a dry alcoholic. What does that mean?
An alcoholic that don't get any wine, I guess. I don't know. We'd have to look it up.
Yeah, ew, on the toilet acne.
Yeah.
Like Sarah's doing something to get something, but
I can't. Oh my God.
on the side, that's how I felt. Because there's no way in hell that a CO is just gonna let you do the laundry like that unless you're a trustee. The trustees can pretty much do whatever they want in the dorm, to a point. But I didn't see nobody else getting special treatment to do the laundry.
Right.
She had
Okay.
seniority, is
Yeah,
why.
that would make sense. It looks like, despite their sobriety, a dry drunk or a dry alcoholic is typically someone that continues to behave in the same destructive ways they would if they were drunk. In essence, they've stopped drinking but have not fully embraced their recovery. And the definition of a dry alcoholic doesn't necessarily imply a relapse, but it suggests a lack of personal growth and mental or emotional recovery defiance. Makes sense. So she doesn't want to be not just a dry drunk, a dry alcoholic. She doesn't want to be she doesn't want to be sober. So she keeps the same attitudes and the same reactions and the same things that she does while she was drunk. She doesn't want to be better. She's resistant to it. She probably got oppositional defiance disorder, for being honest.
I definitely see that.
There was some.
You think so? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I definitely can see some aspects of that for sure. My father was an alcoholic.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was not. I have family members that were alcoholics, but I was not personally raised by, when my father got sober when I was born. So
it's funny because, you know, my father was an alcoholic and I have 3 siblings and they all drink. My brother doesn't drink as much anymore because he gets sick. My other 2 will have like a beer or 2 every night. And my mom still does too, but it was like I don't drink. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I've never liked it. So I always picked on myself and I said, yeah, I never drank because my dad was an alcoholic. You know, me just being me, hard-headed as hell, said, screw that. I'll just go for all the hard stuff. Let's do it.
yeah.
So interesting.
Oh, content. I'm sorry to hear that. I can't say I'm not a drinker. I had a couple of different things that happened a couple of years ago that keeps me from drinking now because I'm on medication, significant medication after an illness. But dad was a tweaker, stepdad an alcoholic, uncle was a man. You just got all the best people hanging around, Teresa. But you know,
Sorry,
a
Teresa.
lot of people use THC in different ways now. So yeah. If you don't change the boss lady, I love that picture. Dry drunks are definitely a thing. I've known a few. My husband is one. Oh. Al-Anon is a great resource for kids of drunks, addicts, no matter what age. You know, I will be honest with you. Alcohol, not just Alcoholics Anonymous, but Anon, which is also for it's friends and family of alcoholics and abusers of substances. I think that a lot of us could benefit from the 12-step program, just reading the book and getting to know yourself and getting to know the people around you. You may not realize the enabling you do to the people around you, even if you're not directly involved with, you know, say your uncle was an alcoholic, but he's at every party you go to. You may not realize that you're enabling them. So Alcoholics Anonymous and Anon, you know, for friends and family of. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I agree. Excellent program. I have the book. I read from it. It's kind of like one of those things where if you have those kind of people in your life, you keep one around, you know. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. G14 says, I don't drink and never have. One year we were camping and my stepmom told me I needed to loosen up and I tried forcing Fireball down me. Chipped my tooth with a bottle.
Oh my God.
Oh
Oh my,
no.
would somebody do that? That's just fucked up. We go camping a lot and I would never, like, we have campfires and make s'mores with the kids. You know, sometimes their dad will have a drink or 2 when we're out camping just to relax, but like, that is insane. I'm sorry you went through that.
I hope you put a chiclet in there and fixed it up. And you have to kind of giggle at it now, I'm sure. But yeah, that's scary. I would never, somebody's going to force something down me. I'll fight you tooth and nail.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Somebody in the chat who said they were in with her and that she would do laundry like for kickbacks. She would do other people's laundry.
Probably.
Did you see any of that?
You know what? As much laundry as she threw in that day, she could have, because I didn't see her with that many whites herself. So she could have been doing other people's laundry and sneaking it in, and then the CO was letting her do it, saying that it was her clothes. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
Why do we not get our laundry done?
She had to get money somewhere. That alimony is not coming through. Seth Michaels 1694 says that's great that she's willing to share, that you're willing to share in any capacity. I'm wondering what the majority of the inmates seem to think of Sarah.
Say that last part again.
What did the majority of the inmates think about her?
The majority of people just stayed away from her. Like, everybody called her the suitcase killer. Because when I came in there, the first day I was in there, I don't talk to people. So what I did is I put my stuff in bunk 44, and I walked my big ass down, and I sat down, and I crossed my legs, and I folded my arms, and I had about 7, 8 people come up to me. I had people looking like, who is that lady acting like she owns this shit walking in here? Like, because I do own this shit walking in here. You know, what the fuck? I had commissary on my very first day.
Wow.
Oh my God. Wait, how does that happen? Somebody knew you were coming?
She beating up on people for commissary the first day. Commissary the first day.
The only way that happened, see, either she's lying or she had money left over and was recently in there and she had money left on her commissary from before. Like, and I mean, again, I want to be as respectful as possible to this woman. I'm glad that, she felt important, and it's always good to feel important, but like, you don't want to own the damn jail and be the most popular person at jail. You know what I mean? That's not something to aspire to, but as nicely as possible.
I agree. We offered G14 a tooth fund because we do not want you walking around with no toothies.
I second that.
We don't want you walking around with no toothies. Yeah, Fondy says someone might have a spare baby tooth in the drawer somewhere.
I've got 4 children who lose teeth all the time, and I always save their teeth when I do the tooth fairy thing. So I've got all the teeth you could ever need, like a ridiculous amount in a box.
I've seen the newest pictures of Wade Wilson. He does look like he's wearing a chiclet in that missing tooth.
Chiclet?
Yeah, it looks like he's missing a chiclet. In Canada, we're working towards universal dental care. Oh, okay. Abellis is offering you a place to stay to get teeth. Yep, for sure. Oh, I just want to say while I'm paused real quick that there was a airplane that crashed actually in Toronto today. It's upside down on the tarmac from Minneapolis to Canada, and there were 80 people on board, two adults in critical condition and 1 baby, but everybody made it through. So whatever kind of positive energy vibes that you guys send out in the world, send that one out, because that was a true miracle today. True miracle. You'd like to point out that people often return to jail as a break from life, and considering our mental health hospitals are no longer in existence, oftentimes people return there for treatment. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. What did G14 say? You got some emu teeth? You're too much. You are too much. That's cute.
And how does that happen?
Yeah, because when I was in there, a bunch of people, they remember me from previous times that, I got locked up for a day or two, and I'm a very fun person. Like Miss Holly says at the bottom, she needs her own channel, great personality.
Yes.
You definitely have a lot of personality, girl. Miss King of Anything says there's so many plane crashes recently. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know if it's just being called out, because it's happening more often, or if it's just that's where kind of the media is swung right now. Because I think there's a ton of crashes every year that we don't even get to hear about. So I'm not sure if that's the reason or not.
Oh, the plane crashes have been insane.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Sorry.
Yeah. Miss
Cool
King
stuff.
of Anything came in to hang out with us too. 5 and 3 weeks at least. Yeah, it's been crazy. And that one, it wasn't just, it didn't like, that it told, the news said, do not speculate. Now I know we're hanging out with allegedly speculating, so it's kind of hard not to do, but it said that one of the wings was snapped off, and it was definitely like all the way upside down, So I don't know. Oh, look, Carolina Hurtado's in here. She visits allegedly speculating often and comes in here too. Hi, Tanika's 2 cents and all you lovelies. Good to see you all.
I do have my own channel. It's not that popular. But I don't know, like it's It's how you talk to people and how you want your projection to be projected. And she projects like, oh, it's just about me. Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck that. And I'm the type of person, I'm going to help you do this. I'm going to help you do that. But if you scratch me the wrong way, I'm going to show you that you stink.
Right.
So,
Speaking of stinking, how was her personal hygiene? We've seen other videos where people were like, her breath was bad, she wasn't showering. Is that just people being mean, or was that facts?
to be honest with you, I rarely saw her take a shower.
Okay.
I mean, I took a shower every day. And I know a lot of the girls upstairs didn't take showers like that. And we would get after them. And I told the one girl, I said, well, if you don't want people talking shit about you, get your ass in the fucking shower, you stink.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
I said it right to her face. So, and I'll be honest, I didn't want to get that close to Sarah because I already had an attitude with her. So I tried to keep my distance. But there you can see like there's little things like she did look like she had greasy hair a lot. I didn't really see her brush her teeth too often. She stayed mostly at that table and in her bed.
Interesting. Okay. Miss Lily Bella, thank you for the super sticker. Okay. Route Irish says, how many times did Sarah go from calm to a volcanic rage where she didn't get what she wanted? Also, did any inmates besides you, I guess, put her in her place?
She really didn't talk to anybody else. I didn't see her corner anybody else, but if she did, I could see her doing it sneakily like she did to me because I went up to a couple people like, do you know that she just did this shit? They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, she just cornered me in the bathroom trying to check my ass. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like,
she wasn't ready.
me? You trying to check me, my big ass? Like, are we talking about the same person? Because this is not.
Well, she's not known to be ready.
Michelle, she was in Tanika's chat over here. I was saying hi to her through Tanika's chat. She was over here in Tanika's chat. Sorry, didn't mean to confuse you. Yeah, she was in the chat on the video. Yeah, way too many plane crashes. Way too many. 2 feet tall? A little bit taller, but not much taller.
Rational. That's not what comes to mind when we think of
I didn't
Sarah
see
Boone.
her really blow up like that. Like if she did blow up, it was in there. It was more like of a quiet blow up at somebody because she knew that there was consequences because these guards were so fast to mace you and cuff you.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Veruca is asking, when people see her coming, wait, I gotta blow us up. What face do they make? Show us the face they make when they.
Oh, yay. So I was able to give out my first 5 memberships for the month. And Period Point Blake got one. Allegedly.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah. Anne and Blue Neptune, Saber, and Nina Robinson. Awesome. Welcome, new members. I know, and Period Point Blake got one. I know. It's exciting.
See it coming.
I'll show you what face I make. I'm like,
she's very expressive.
And only 2 people really stood up for her. And if anybody else liked it, they didn't say it. Because I'd be like, oh God, Sarah's talking shit again. They'd be like, just ignore her. She's fucking crazy anyways. Everybody called her crazy.
Oh, I bet they did.
Everybody said that she was crazy, but when she was coming up to me, I'm like, the fuck is she coming to talk to me for?
Wait, I didn't have it. Do it again. Wait.
Oh, I gotta make a straight face. Hold on. Stop laughing so I can do it. So okay. I'll be like, what the fuck is she coming to talk to me for?
Oh my God. She needed you. Uh-oh. Lord have mercy. Okay, what else have we got? Sarah Bridget, did she have a temper like we saw in all the videos? or even in her interrogation when she got angry with the. Did you ever see her go 0 to 60, or it was always quiet?
No, it was just a quiet. It was like a more quiet attack because in there, if you do something stupid or even raise your voice, they yell at you. So Sarah was more like, I got to keep it under the wraps now. I got to do little attacks on people because if I do big ones, I'm going to go in segregation.
Right.
Segregation.
Did she get to segregation a lot? When we saw in the reports, it seems like one of her timeouts was like sit on her bunk for 30 minutes or something.
Yeah.
dumb.
Okay. So the guards in there, like I said, are very petty. And they like to do little petty disciplines. This one CO, I kind of think she was more fair than others because like if you did something wrong, she wouldn't punish the whole group. Okay. So a lot of the COs will punish everybody and put everybody on lockdown, not the individual who did their bullshit. And that's not fair. I shouldn't be punished for what fucking Susie did back there, whatever fucking name is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you know, I should be in trouble for my shit, not what anybody else did. So yeah, the one CO, she would put people on their bunks. Now, if you kept going, she would make you stay there the whole entire time that the bottom tier was out or the top tier was out. You wouldn't get no phone time, no rec time. You'd have to sit there.
Okay.
And Sarah had a thing for talking around her bunk. So she was kind of friendly with the people around there, but she was quiet, but she would get in trouble for talking to people.
Okay. I could see that.
Hey, the
She
boss
got in trouble too. She got.
So I was gonna say about that, she might have got snappy with some, and some of them might have liked her because you gotta remember that like the COs are doing shifts, so you usually have 2 to 3 different COs that come into the pod throughout the day. One who does morning, and then usually one from lunch, and then the overnight person. So some she might have got along with some, and some she might not have gotten along with. The fact that she moved to dorms, you were telling me that she would go back and forth between dorms and things, tells me that she was getting in trouble a lot. But laundry privileges and things like that, she had somebody that liked her.
Yeah, and Boss Lady's right. She was getting sassy with some of them she gets sassy with, others would just shut her down right away. And you could see it in the inmate jail notes that
Yeah.
some of them were like, no ma'am, and some of them were like, okay. She didn't really get a negative earned out of some of them, and some of them she did. So
And when you're in there, you know which ones are cool and which ones that like you just want to stay away from, especially after you've been there.
honestly, you could tell it in the inmate notes if you go back and watch some of the videos I have on the inmate behavior notes.
I don't know, Bella.
Bellis. I'm not sure.
That's interesting. Yeah,
If you go back and watch any of the negative impacts in the notes, it does show there are some places you actually can read about the laundry incident that she references. So I do know, I was looking for truths based on what we've read in the 8 different lives or 8 different videos I've done on her behavior notes and her commissary and stuff like that. And so far it checks. It runs through. I mean, she's saying truth for the most part. I do feel like there is some embellishment to some degree just about, I mean, she has that a self-preservation, a need to to kind of gloat a little bit to make sure she doesn't like to be seen as weak, in my opinion. And that's okay. I mean, people do what people do. You can be whoever you want to be on these internet streets. You can be whatever you want to be in the real world, whatever, as long as you're not harming somebody else. If you're embellishing your own stories, it is what it is.
Yeah, and she's getting a little bit of notoriety from, being in jail, which is not something that happens. So I definitely understand as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Written up for head-to-head talking with Christina.
Yeah, because around your bunk, you're supposed to do head to toe because of COVID. So they changed it where not everybody can lay with their head against the wall. Some people like this, and then some people lay where your feet are. So it would be like your feet are down here, but their head's that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she would also invite people into her bunk area sometimes, and it's one of the rules. Yeah, it is like preschool. It's fucking crazy. You have no idea. These people treat you like you're back in school. Okay, here's an example. You know how you eat in a lunchroom at tables with trays? That's how they do it in jail. They make you feed your peers and with lunch trays, and you sit at tables. It's crazy. It's like they program you from a little kid until you leave high school for jail. They do. But in jail, there's no programs to help. They just pretty much throw you in there. I seen a lady who was in there for drugs go to a methadone clinic. She left sober and came back high.
What?
How the fuck do you leave sober and come back high and you went to a methadone clinic and you're supposed to be getting off of drugs?
I can explain
but the methadone
that.
won't give you a buzz.
So from what I've heard, it used to be when I was in jail. If you were pregnant and you came in on drugs, they would take you to the clinic every morning to get your methadone dose so that nothing happened to the baby. And then they would wean you off of it because you were in jail, and they're going to keep you from getting sick if you're pregnant. And then they're going to slowly wean you off of it. If you were not pregnant, then you just had to deal with it. But now they're a lot more accepting. Now I know that they'll go, if you already are at the clinic and you go in jail, and you're getting your Suboxone or methadone at the clinic, then and you do something and go to jail, they will take your medicine to the jail and give it to you at the jail in the morning.
Interesting.
So, yeah, they've gotten a lot more better about that.
It's interesting. Well, yeah, they don't want anybody to die in there.
Yeah.
So she was, I was wondering if she was going to go back to it. She started out by saying that Sarah would invite people into her bunk. And that's another one of the things that checks on her inmate behavior notes. She would invite people to her bunk and she would get negatives because there is no talking in certain areas of the bunk in certain areas of the dorms, and you're not allowed to have people over. This is not a social hour. Get on your bed, sit there and be still, take your shoes off, put them by the bed. Don't be wearing your shoes on the bed. Certain things that were in her notes that was just kind of like that definitely checks. She's definitely a busybody, definitely running her mouth all over the place, definitely getting herself in trouble with all kinds of people. And I haven't seen it said in here yet, but Sarah Boone had a really bad habit of hoarding. She had some hoarding issues. She was hoarding cheese. She was hoarding staples. She was hoarding pens. She was hoarding paper. She was taking all of the things that she wanted to put into her locker, and she had overflow. So she was putting in other people's lockers.
Yep.
And so they kept taking it out and putting it in her what do you call it when it's not with you, but it's still in your property.
Property.
Property. So just property, I guess. Yeah. So they were taking that out, putting it in her property, unless it was food, and then they would throw that out. She had like tons of sugar packets, and they had to throw those out because you're just not allowed to have them. And she just kept doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's like she's going to be living it up in the prison side of that, because there's some things that they're allowed to have over there that you cannot have in a dorm setting in a county jail.
Yep.
In some aspects, she's probably going to be a lot happier. I've heard it said, and a lot of people in my comment section have said that she's going to be like living on the high hog over there if she's able to get any kind of commissary. And there are people sending her money. Now, it's not extensive amounts of money, but there are still people giving her money. People like, that she's had family time with, or people that have reached out to her and have seen, that maybe she did have battered women syndrome, and they kind of feel bad for her and kind of feel bad for the situation. There's nothing they can do for George now. So their way to rehabilitate her is to reach out and try to write to her, give her the books through Amazon, give her commissary money, and see if they're able to rehabilitate her that way. So it's not even necessarily feeling sorry for her. They're just, like she said, there's not a whole lot of programs. There's a lot more in prison.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of
prison's
programs
better.
in jail.
Yeah, prison's definitely better than jail. You can go to class during the day, you can get your degree, they have ice cream there. You can order ice cream off a commissary and eat it. There's
what is it? Not Domino's, it's Pizza Hut pizza packs. They order like them big. You can send them a whole Tanika's gone over it. I haven't. I don't know if Danielle has or not, but you can buy them whole big packages or care packages full of different things, medium to full size shampoos and conditioners and all that kind of stuff when she's there in prison now. So in some ways she'll be a lot better off. Ice cream.
Buzz, right?
No, yes it does.
That's what I'm saying.
They would come back and they'd be like,
oh my God.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, this one chick, I remember her because I felt so bad for her. I was like, Jessica, her name was Jessica. I'm like, Jessica, and I'm shaking her, and she just be, I'm like, this bitch could have died, but she's sleeping right next to me. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
People, because she would take the chairs away from the table And she would, if you try to put a chair near her, she'd be like, no, I don't want nobody sitting here. And she'd have all her papers all over the top of the desk or the table.
Oh my
So
God. I'm surprised the
you
chairs are
were-
movable. I would think they would be like attached to the table. Couldn't somebody use the chair as a weapon?
well, the chairs are plastic for one.
Okay.
They are that white plastic garden piece of shit that break
Oh,
in half
no.
very easily. Yes.
Not the garden chairs.
Yeah, it's the garden white chairs, and they're normally stacked in the corner, but the tables are bolted down.
Okay. So she would get rid of all the plastic chairs and just have one and put all her papers on there.
Yeah, and she put all her papers all over the table. And then she, like I said, she let a couple people sit with her, so when they pull up a chair, she wouldn't mind. But if it was somebody that she didn't like,
Oh my God.
how
So
do you
it
think
says
she would do at Lowell's?
at Lowell, yeah. You haven't been to the penitentiary, right? To the
No. I'm not that bad of a girl. I just do naughty things with men, and guys don't. The government don't like it. So.
But do you know anything about Lowell? Do you know? Have you heard anything about it?
I heard about it, but I don't really think if she. I don't know, because she's not gonna know nobody there. You know what I'm saying? She's not gonna know nobody there. She's not gonna have that little twiddle-dee under her thumb no more for the COs. So she's not gonna be able to do certain things. And with the way that she acted when I was there, she's probably super depressed right now. Like, she really thought she had a chance. Like, you stupid. You should have took 15 years.
Right.
With the possibility of parole. Bitch, you were on fucking camera. How the fuck do you think you were gonna get away with this? You recorded yourself.
Yeah,
How the hell did you even? The moment they offered me a plea deal, and when I saw my bitch ass on there and heard my voice, I'd been like, yeah, I'm doing 15 years because I know if I don't, I'm gonna die in jail. That's stupid. That's a narcissistic person right there. If that didn't flag everybody to see that she's that narcissistic, that should tell you. Only a narcissist thinks that she's gonna get away with this after.
I was muted. Abella, she was arrested for solicitation of her body.
Yeah. A lot of times, like, people will give you advice in there too, which, I mean, I imagine if somebody did give Sarah advice to take the plea deal, she probably wouldn't have listened. She almost did, though. I mean, I think she kind of had a chance with the battered women syndrome, and that's probably what she thought.
There was only like 5 minutes that I thought she might have gotten off, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I didn't, little over 5 minutes, maybe.
I was a little concerned at one point.
Well, because the battered women syndrome is not a standalone charge. You can't have just that charge. You have to have, it has to stack. So she would have had to prove all of these things that she was saying in order to have that even stack onto the idea that she was a battered woman. And she didn't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
She didn't have the proof.
After you recorded yourself killing your boyfriend, you left him in there and you recorded 2 or 3 videos and then went to sleep.
Yeah, 2 videos and a photograph. Flipped it over, like, so she proved that she was like tossing it around.
Right, like, oh, look what I did.
Yeah.
And then they say the bruises and stuff that is not possible for him to have got. Like,
through the suitcase. Yeah, it had to happen outside. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that I can believe that, because suitcases aren't thin, especially the one that he was in. It's got a little like plastic in it, so they're not going to do like direct contact. If I'm going to hit you, you're going to get a bruise and a lump faster than if I got to hit you more than once. If I hit you more than once through a suitcase, it's not going to be a consistent big ass bruise. It's going to be little tiny bruises everywhere.
Yeah, it's not making full contact. Yeah,
it's not going to do that much damage. So you could tell the difference. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I studied forensic science. I was supposed to be a lawyer. I just chose not to because I have morals and I can't defend people that are guilty and let people go to jail that are innocent. I'm not like that.
Oh my God.
So it's impossible to sustain injuries that way if it's not full contact. If I punch you and there's something between me and you, you put your bag up, it's not going to do full contact. If I punch you and I got contact, bitch, you getting a bruise.
Yeah, I agree. For everything you've done to me. That's really hard. When you hear that, you know exactly. Anybody who says, for everything you've done to me, people know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah, I thought about that too. Back to Brian, where are you going to go? Because you've got nobody. She didn't work. She is going to have a better life in prison. I mean, in my opinion, but yeah. Thinking in the state, they have the craziest criminals, but let's jail women for taking money for consensual relations versus forced relations. I agree.
Yeah, I do too.
I agree. You are not wrong. What is this? Are you getting? Oh, yeah. She's been that way for a week and a half. She needs to get better. For I have to travel down there to better her up.
Right.
I hope you get better.
Oh
I don't know. I just don't. Me personally, from the very beginning, I never got her logic. I never got her concept of I'm going to fight this. I'm going to win.
Well, and then even by the time she got to trial, it was self-defense. Before it was not intentional. Then she got to trial and she said it was both not intentional and self-defense. Like, pick a side, look alive.
Exactly.
She just makes no sense. She tried to switch the flip when she found out that she recorded herself and it didn't go. So she had a couple of years after finding some people and sitting in there and doing some dumb shit that think about some stupid shit and it got you life, lady.
It did indeed.
It got you to the point where you are never going to smoke a cigarette again. You are never going to have.
Wait, there's no smoking in the prison?
No, not that I know of. No.
Hell no.
They do have vapes on commissary now.
Do they really?
Yeah, I
That's
saw it
interesting.
on. Yeah, now I don't know if they have them in Lao, but I have seen vapes on commissary in some prisons, not all of them, and I don't know how it works with who. I don't know if it's like minimum security, but I have seen vapes in commissary.
That's interesting because you could make a weapon out of those pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, she's in closed management, so probably not for Sarah. She's elevated, so yeah, she may not. She may not. She did self-snitch. Brian and Lucas are free. Yep.
What about the drinking? Did she make hooch? Do you know?
No, because they do random searches quite often and they tear up stuff quite often in there. So it's impossible to do stuff like that. Like, they don't search too well, but they know what's going on. Like favoritism. There was this one chick in there. She literally ran like a store. Okay. Like a little store. Yes. Like literally.
Like selling like now-laters or
sunflower
seeds.
So it says some jails in Kentucky sell e-cigarettes in their commissaries. Pennsylvania allows inmates and employees to use approved e-cigarettes in designated areas. And then all the way to Scotland we go. Scotland allows people in custody to use e-cigarettes. And then there's some places that do, but a lot of places that don't. So I guess it's just a case by case, place by place basis. And some of them have e-cigarettes. So it's not technically vaping. It's like an electric cigarette kind of thing. That's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Buns, Butterfingers, tuna fish, chicken, everything, pickles, mustard, sugar, you name it. This chick had it. And she would I let her do it. I let her use part of my drawer to store her stuff. So I got, shit from her whenever I wanted to. So it was, like, she's only a bunk away from me. Why not use it to my advantage? So I might need some extra commissary now.
I know that's right. Listen.
And like, they didn't like it because I was actually around the popular people and the people that actually did, I guess you could pro se, run the pod. So I was with the popular group because, as you see, I'm a fun lady. I'm a big bitch. It's not easy to intimidate me. My mom was 4, 5'5", trying to kick my ass, and I'm 13 at 6'1". So
wow,
right. So come on, I used to beat up guys in high school just for the.
I will say this, and I have said this since I met her. Carolina is absolutely intelligent. So she is talking about the overt act, and the overt act that made her very, very scared and in fear of her life. And the reason that she did what she did to George was because his fingers were sticking out of that suitcase, and she was very, very scared.
Yeah.
She was in fear of her life from his little tiny fingers sticking out of there. So she had to hit him with the baseball bat and stick them fingers back in there and turn him over and kick him around and do all the things that she wanted to do. That was the overt act that scared her to death.
Yep. Absolutely.
Miss me, you vile bish.
Fun of it.
So they're asking about the cheese. I don't know if you know about this. She was known for hoarding cheese, although I've come to think it's not cheese slices. I think it's like the cheese from Eye Care. Because like it wasn't refrigerated. You know how like they ship out the cheeses and they're
Yeah,
packaged?
but even with the stuff that you get the other cheese, you can still hoard that stuff too because they give
Why?
you because you don't understand they give bag lunches that are outdated. Okay, so say it's 416, you get a bag lunch that says 412. So lunch is normally expired. So you try to sandbag as much
What the
food as
heck?
possible because you get hungry. And so when you're at your bunk, you make little like
That's true.
weird poor concoctions like
But it's already coming out of date. Why would you hoard it more?
Well, no, I don't think like okay, for lunch we would get these paper bags and it would be like 2 bologna sandwiches, there'd be a pack of mayonnaise, a pack of mustard, and a bag of chips. And then you'd get a little juice pouch, just like literally like a Ziploc bag almost, except it's like not, you don't zip it, but it's like the Ziploc bag material and it's got juice in it and you bite the corner and drink it. Okay, now the bologna sandwiches, like the actual bologna would be like blue, like neon blue and neon green and smell like ass, like and that would be
Gosh.
normal. And so a lot of times you would just take the chips out and throw the sandwiches away. And in there, when you're bored and there's nothing to do but sleep, play cards, and eat, you get hungry. So a lot of people would hoard, like they'd keep the mayonnaise and mustard packets and try to hoard stuff from other meals. So they would have something to eat for lunch instead of those bologna sandwiches that were neon blue and neon green.
No, thank you. Did you
Yeah.
ever drink a Cadillac?
Don't know what a Cadillac is.
I don't know. Carolina says around the holidays they drink Cadillacs. It's strong black coffee with a candy bar melted in it.
Oh no, I never did that. I never was in there for Thanksgiving or around Christmas. I was in there for Mother's Day like 2 years in a row though, and it broke my heart. So
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, I did it, and I was the dumb one that did the shit. I did the crime. I had to do the time, you know.
I guess that's the best way to say it. We don't even get hot water. So you have to you have to go downstairs and try to run the water as long as you can real quick and fill up your bag of ramen noodle in the bag itself of the water and let the noodles sit and just
I
cook
agree,
that way
Twisted
for about
Quill.
20 minutes. So you're eating pretty much cold noodles.
Oh.
There's no microwave. We only get maybe one hot meal a day.
Well, she was always like complaining to the family court judge that Brian wouldn't send her a hot meal. I'm like, don't they give those to you?
No, they
Wow.
call there's I care and then there's the hot meals. Hot meals are given on like Saturday or Sunday. They switched it at the end of me being there, so I forget. And then you get commissary like Tuesdays or Thursdays, I forget. And then you can add an order by Wednesday or some shit like that. I forget. And then even then they lose your bag sometimes for the commissary. Like you'll order stuff and not even get it. It's hilarious.
Wait, but they charge you for it and you don't get it?
Well, no. If you don't get it, you got to prove that the items are missing. So you got to get the commissary person and like you show all your items. Like, no, look, I'm missing this. I want this, or they'll mark it down if they can't replace it. And
so we also saw that in the inmate stuff that we read, that there were 2 times during her stay that she ordered something she didn't get and she demanded a refund for it.
Yep.
We did see that.
You have to like chase them down and show them immediately too, like before you take it to your bunk and open your bag that it comes in. Like it's like a mesh laundry bag that your commissary stuff comes in. They put it usually in your laundry bag and give it to you, and you have to show them right then or they won't believe you, obviously, because people would lie. But yeah, usually you'll get a refund if they can't replace the item.
That makes sense. And she kept wanting to switch her diet too. If she didn't like what was going on that week, she would like get with a dietitian or medical and try to get her diet switched around.
Yeah, so they have the only 2 that I knew of was kosher, which meant you got rice and beans every single day for every single meal. And then there was soft foods only. And so like instead of an apple, you would get applesauce, and that's for people who have messed up teeth and things that can't eat hard stuff. Those are the only 2 diet things that I knew of. They probably got a lot more now.
Interesting.
And they'll give you your money back in your books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. They're asking Lindsay Begg privileges and commissary. If you get in trouble, can you not go to commissary?
Yeah, they can take it away because if you get locked up in SEG, like if you get into a fight or something, they can take away your commissary. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you're in like lockdown and you're in there for 23 hours, you don't get phone calls, you don't get to visitations, you don't get your commissary. I've watched people get taken and they'll throw your commissary away.
They can do that. Oh wow. Okay.
They can take everything you have. I've seen them throw underwear away, commissary away, books away, and literally leave you
What
with
did
just
the underwear do? How did they get involved?
No, because you piss a guard off, they can do whatever the fuck they want to do to you. They literally will just take your legal paperwork if you're lucky when you get put in a one-man cell, when you get put in SEG.
Yeah.
And that's it. And they throw everything else away, and they'll throw it away in a white garbage bag, and then they'll take it outside the dorm, and then they'll take it right under the trash.
Who was responsible for her haircuts? I saw that she had clippers. I don't know if she was clipping her own hair, but
it's the inmates. So
okay.
the inmates cut each other's hair. So it's whoever you trust to cut your hair. I personally think that her hair looks stupid as fuck.
Everybody does.
Like, even when my hair was shorter than this, and I didn't wear no bob to make me look like a dude. Like, I'm sorry, you don't got titties, you ain't got an ass, and then you wear your hair like a man too. What are you going for there, lady?
Oh my god, she wore it like that on the outside though. She probably didn't want to be bothered with like shampoo. You know what I mean?
She
like
looks like a Karen. She looks like a Karen.
Yeah.
She looks like the one that I want to see your manager.
Yes.
You see her coming, you're like, I gotta leave, I gotta go. It's gonna happen. I need to go. It's coming. It's coming.
She thought Judge Koenig was a manager. That was my first video. Does this bitch think he's the manager? Like, why is he? Like...
Well, it's because she wasn't getting her way. Just like when I didn't call her Sarah and I called her the suitcase killer, she wanted to confront me about that. Oh, that's what you're gonna call me? Yeah, that's what you did, right? You did stuff your boyfriend in the suitcase, correct?
But she lacks like total awareness of like she's talking to the man who's eventually gonna decide her fate, and she's talking to him crazy like he has to answer to her. Do you know?
Because she doesn't get the concept. I do think that Sarah has some mental problems because she doesn't get the severity of her actions. And I see that with a lot of autistic people. I do. Autistic children, autistic adults, they don't get what they do. They lack that social cue of, okay, I just did this.
Talking about that.
And this is the reaction. And they think that.
I was talking about that the other day. Sorry. If you go in and you have, let's say, like, I went into one and you weren't allowed to keep your bra and underwear, especially because, like, if your bra has wires under it, like the wire bras, you can't keep them anywhere. And I went in with a wired bra and a thong on one time, and they were like, yeah, you can't have the thong and you can't have the bra either. So I had to wear underwear and a sports bra that were given by the jail. Like, eventually you could buy some off a commissary, but like you have to be put in the system. It takes like 2 weeks before you can even order anything off commissary. So I was wearing like nasty, I mean, they're clean obviously, but like, God, who else has wore those underwear? It sucks. That's why they say, like, if somebody knows they're going to jail, you need to have your white socks, your white underwear, and your sports bra on, because they won't take that from you. But if you wear anything else, you can't have it. And if you want to wear your own drawers, you better be going to court with a sports bra, some white underwear, and white socks.
Well, that'll be good to note in the future. If I see women coming after me that have their fists up, I will check and see what color their panties and their bra are. And if they're white, I know I'm in trouble because they already got their plans. They got the plan. Fawny says, this is what I'm saying. Not all neurodivergence and to different degrees, but yes. Not all neurodivergence and to different degrees, but yes, that's why we need support to keep tricky people from exploiting us. Understood.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. We're at 51 minutes. We got an hour and 37, and then I will let everybody go. I am having so much fun hanging out with everybody. I really appreciate everybody being here.
Yeah, I'm glad that you let me come up here with you and do this with you. I like it.
Well, you should be wearing a bra if you're a woman and you have enough boobies to put them in the bra, right?
The male COs walk around, like, if you have a male CO, they make you wear a bra because, like, you can't have the goods flopping everywhere, especially with the male COs around. Like, you better have a damn bra on. And at night, you can't, like, get comfortable. Like, you'll see on TV how the girls will get down in their drawers or something at night, and you can't do that. Like, you got to have clothes on. Yeah, I wasn't doing
content. That. I'm enjoying this too. You don't have biggins? That's okay. Little one's fitting a bra too.
that they didn't do anything wrong. So she might be narcissistic, she might have autism, but there's
She
something
might
that's
have
not
ADHD because she's
there's
all over
something
the
that's
place.
not diagnosed where she doesn't comprehend the severity of what she did. She thinks, oh, because it's so quote unquote a great day, that it was okay that I don't remember beating the fuck out of him and stuffing him in a suitcase. I honestly don't think George got in there on his own. I
Oh
think
no,
she
I don't
beat
think
him
so
with that
either.
suitcase, threw him down them stairs.
That's a good question, chat. Put a 1 in chat if you think George got in the suitcase by himself, and a 2 if you think she put him in.
That's why the neighbor said they heard a thud. And when he was unconscious, stuffed his ass in that suitcase and started flipping his ass around and recording. And when he came to, that's why he sounded like that. That's what I think happened.
Yeah, I think he was coming to also, like that first time when he was like, Sarah, like it was, he was
yeah, it sounded like he was
predicament.
just coming to from whatever just happened. It didn't sound like he was in an argument with her. They were just joking around. He sounded very lethargic.
Right.
He sounded more than drunk. He sounded like somebody knocked him and he was like trying to find out where she was.
Like disoriented,
Sarah!
yes,
Like
yeah.
a help me call.
So the medical part in me just wants to point out that when you are wrapped into a little tiny space and your diaphragm can't expand to get the air that you need, you are going to sound winded inside of a suitcase, whether you're inebriated or not. It doesn't matter, but it's it's the mechanics of your body. If your diaphragm is squished inside this little suitcase, no matter what he does, he's struggling to just get that breath in. And that's if people that are claustrophobic will understand where I'm coming from. That is a scary feeling, not being able to catch your breath like that.
Yep. And I wanted to put it too, my chat's not working right now, but I agree with y'all. I think he woke up there, and anybody would freak out waking up and, not knowing where the hell you're at. And then you're going to start breathing faster anyway. So, yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And and you're right, Miss King. If anything, it could have played either way. Could he have said, "Oh my gosh, let me go get in this suitcase. I'm a little guy. She'll never find me in here in this little tiny game of hide and seek." I guess that is a possibility. It's very, very much a possibility.
I don't think there ever was a game of hide and seek. I think there was, I'm going to do this to him to punish him because I'm drunk and I'm angry. And then he was deceased. And then it became, okay, the only person that can tell what actually happened is now deceased. So now it's whatever I want to say it was. And that's what happened, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. Jackie, that's very scary. Very scary.
I just don't see like two adults playing hide and seek and one of them got in a damn suitcase. I don't think so. I think that it was, okay, well, how do I say he got in the suitcase? What makes sense? It's hide and seek.
That's a good reference to that. I was about to say there was a gentleman that went into the cave who was able to get in but not able to get back out. He was upside down and he did eventually pass from suffocation or asphyxiation because he was upside down too long. So yeah, you're right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there may not have been a game. I don't know. It's just like the way she was in the trial, like, yeah, I was, I wanted him to do this pictures and I wanted him to do these puzzles and I wanted him to be a better person and I was just doing this to make him happy and me, like I did this for him. He should have been grateful kind of thing. It's like we can't really take anything she says at face value because she was a completely different personality on the video. For everything you've done to me, that's what I feel like when you choke me. Well, you better shut the fuck up. That's my name. Don't wear it out. It's like, come on, like you're a completely different person when you're on camera and inebriated like that. You just are.
Yep.
How do you think that's a boy calling wolf?
Say that again.
Oh, I was just saying that most people are completely different people when they're drinking. I just, like I said, I don't think there was ever a game. I think it was always, I'm going to punish you. And then he ended up dead and it was whatever Sarah wanted it to be.
Hi, Orange Rose. I agree. I think she thought that up after the fact, or Brian maybe said, "What were you doing, playing hide and seek?" And she went with it. Well, that and she, 3 times that she waited to call the cops, just lollygagging her ass around. It's like you didn't have any intention. If I'm being honest with you, how many times have I thought she was trying to pin it on Brian?
Yeah, I
She
think that
wanted him
makes
to
sense.
go in that house. He went in there, saw the legs, and backed out. He's like, "Oh hell no!"
Yep, he already knew what
Hell
was up.
no.
Thank God, because now
Yeah, I
that
mean,
boy, their son, has somebody in their life that's actually worth the shit.
yeah, and she was even abusive to Brian. I mean, we've heard him tell it from the very beginning, but he didn't want to be, emasculated anymore. He told that cop, he was like, "Yeah, she used to slap me around, but it was nothing. I mean, I'm bigger than her." So he didn't want to be embarrassed by that. And
Mhm.
then the other part of it is that she just had an expectation that he was going to come over there, go in the house, and do what he needed to do to take care of the situation, like he had any obligation to protect her at that time.
Yep,
He didn't. He didn't owe her anything.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Otherwise she would have called the cops before he told her, "Call the cops. I'm getting dressed. I'm not that far away." Then again, she called him, "Where are you at?" I said, "Call the cops. What are you doing?" She just
Yep,
didn't. She
and
just
it
didn't.
because she went independent on him. Yep.
And she still does. She still does. They're still going in the middle. They're still in the middle of why aren't you paying me when I'm in jail type thing.
Yeah. Fucking
He
crazy.
sounded
She is crazy.
in distress.
He sure did. And imagine him being in there knocked out and then waking up and realizing, oh, I'm in the suit.
And then
you
you
know what I mean?
can't
And
move,
like,
and you're like this. That would
Yeah.
petrify you. He sounded
yeah, because his head was
petrified.
down, arms were down front, and his knees up to his chest. So it was oh yeah.
Can you imagine waking up like that after getting your ass beat and not realizing that who did it, and then you're calling for your baby because you don't know what happened, and then the next thing you hear is "fuck you, this is what you did to me, I can't breathe, Sarah." Well, that's what happens when you cheat on bitch. How
Yeah.
psychotic are you?
Very. She's very, oh my God. Yeah.
Like,
And she thought she was walking
anybody
home. She thought she was going home. Like, how did she, what reality is that?
Yeah, and in actuality, come on now. If you're gonna get your phone back, they're gonna come and give it to you. They're not gonna make you come down to the station. They made you come down to the station for questioning, and as soon as they read you your Miranda rights, you should have fucking known right then and there that you were not leaving that interrogation.
Right.
9
Right.
times out of 10, if you ever watch anything, if you've ever done any studying, 9 out of 10, when you get your fucking rights read to you, you're not going home.
She excels at everything, though. She always knows what to do.
That'd be like me being, yeah, I had a 3.5 for my GPA National Honor Roll. I could have went to Harvard, but I chose to get married and have a baby. What does
Oh
that
my
have to do
God.
with now? I'm almost 40 years old.
Abellis.
You're so sweet, Abellis. You're so sweet.
Abellis, thank you for the 20 gifted memberships. Stop it, girl. Stop it. I love you for that. Thank you so much. She's like, I want to hear my song. Who all got that? Oh my gosh. So many good people got that. Wow. Thank you so much.
Yay, Abellis.
I really appreciate you, Abellis. Thank you.
I
Did
love
Toxic
that.
get one? Did Toxic
she?
get one?
Oh,
Did she
yeah.
really?
Yeah. My
Aw.
channel must have a jinx on Toxic or something. I'm so glad Toxic got one.
She got it last month on yours, and then I saw that as the gavel drops yesterday got one. Toxic did get one. She's gonna be so happy.
Yay.
Oh.
Chaz asked, can you open a suitcase from the inside? I mean, I would think you could. I would think you could just kind of push the zipper even if there wasn't like a pull on the inside. But I don't know. She flipped it over on the lid. So then it would be like you're scrunched up and can barely move. And you got to think, like, in order to open it enough, you would have to be able to move your arm to push the zipper, or at least your finger, to push the zipper far enough around to where you could get out, or at least stick an arm out and try to like push up. But if you're on top of the top of it and all your weight's on it, you would have to then push up like the actual square part while you're cramped up. Like, it would be impossible.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a scary thought process.
Yeah, the pull could have been broke, but there's no pull on the inside anyway. But like, if there was a gap, you could stick your finger and kind of push it even from the inside around. But like I said, like if it's flipped over and like the hard rectangular plastic part that's keeping you scrunched up is now what you have to move to kind of get out, it would be impossible.
Well, if I don't know if you've watched NCIS, but Gibbs' rule, it's you never go anywhere without a pocket knife.
Yes.
You
I
never
always
go
have a pocket
anywhere.
knife.
You always have to have a pocket knife on you. That's Gibbs' rule, not mine, but NCIS. Gibbs.
Yeah, I mean, but it's good. It's like the best advice you could ever have. I always have a pocket knife. My kids, like especially the boy, always has a pocket knife too. So
Yeah. The zipper pull on that one apparently was broken, and they had a paper clip around it, and then you can hear Sarah talk about, well, that was much easier to open 5 years ago, and chances are that that's true. I mean, it sat somewhere in a room. Who knows if it was, cooled or heated or whatever. Things rust over time, but that
yep.
particular suitcase, I don't know. I mean, I'm like, if I were squished up and I couldn't breathe and I was already, drunk as a skunk as it was, would I even have thought about trying to? You can see he tries to push his way out. I don't know if he ever ran his finger around the inside of the zipper, or if they, did DNA. Obviously, he's going to be there, but like, if they did DNA to check, like, was he trying to run his fingernails through there or push out on the zipper part? Like, such
Right,
a
and
sad thought process.
if the zipper, like if the actual zippers where she had the meat at to have it zip closed where his back is, there would be no even trying to do that, trying to being able to reach it. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
move it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and the lack of oxygen make you very weak.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And then you're drunk on top of it, so you're breathing faster. Especially if
Right.
you wake up after being beat like that, you're gonna breathing even faster. So yeah, it's really sad.
Welcome back, Toxic, and you're green.
Yay!
Now,
I'm so
now I
happy.
gotta. Okay, you want me to play it for Toxic? Okay.
Yay!
Rubber says she doesn't know if Hector would let her out if she tried to recreate the scene, so she's not gonna chance it.
Yeah, I wouldn't try it.
Abellis did that. Thank you, Abellis, for the gifted memberships again. Thank you. All right, let me get through this before I bore all of y'all to death.
Old.
Right.
What the
Right.
fuck?
She was 42 talking about her high school.
Right. Like, you're old now, bitch. What does your high school achievements have to do with you right now? Stuffing your boyfriend in a suitcase after he got plastered, thinking it was going to be fun to beat him up.
Oh my God.
That poor guy couldn't even swing a baseball bat. I can see him smacking Sarah in the face a couple of times, but I really don't see him beating the shit out of her like that. Hey, did you see he couldn't even swing that bat to beat the TV?
And he was breathing heavy. He could barely lift it up. You would think he was pulling up like a 300-pound woman. He was like,
Yes.
like,
yes.
oh my God. Yeah. And she set him up. Like, clearly he wasn't angry. She was trying to portray it like he was so angry he had to tear up the TV. Like, she was.
Yeah, but
egging
if
him
you
on.
also look at the research and really dig deep, Sarah was constantly fucking with George, especially with his probation. She would constantly call his probation officer to get him in trouble or threaten him with that. And it's like,
she weaponized it, like, so she could keep her foot on his neck.
It was a control factor. So she'd be like, if you don't do this, I'm going to call your probation officer. If you don't do that, I'm going to call your probation officer. The poor guy got his fucking birth certificate ripped up by her because she was trying to control shit.
Right, Vlad?
Oh, I think it's hilarious what you said, though. Now she can't get her birth certificate, bitch. How does it feel? How does it feel?
Right. She was so, like, why tear that up and then send him a picture? Like, she's the president
because
of
that's
Petty
what the narcissistic does. It's a control factor. She did that because she was trying to say, see, now you have to go get it again, and you don't got all the proper paperwork to get it. You need me.
Right. And it was never his. She would say, it's mine. I paid for it. Like, how are you claiming his birth certificate, ma'am?
Right. Is your name on there? I don't think so.
Okay, so there's a question on the screen that's going to address the sexuality of Sarah Boone and possibility offend some of the people that were in chat here. I did hear a little bit about it. It doesn't offend me if it doesn't offend you. So it's not anything. I mean, it has nothing to do with me. This is an interview she did, and a lot of people are interested in the fact that Sarah Boone was married to a man, and George was also a man, and then she had a girlfriend at court. So they are curious about that. So if that offends you, leave for like 5 minutes and come back, okay?
Last time I checked, your name wasn't George, it was Sarah. You had a pussy, not a dick.
Whoa.
That part. Route Iris was asking, was Sarah gay for this day? Route, I feel that she was with Christina based on all of their shenanigans. But what did you see, Miss Kay?
Say that again?
Did you see her be gay for this day with anyone? Engage in any enjoying of others' lady bits?
No, I mean, I did see other people's enjoying of other people's lady bits, but Miss Sarah did not partake in any lady bits taking that I know of.
Okay.
Unless she did it before I got there, and that's why she was being an extra bitch when I was there, because she wasn't getting it no more. I mean, During my stay, I saw none of that. I did see others, but I don't say nothing. It's not my place.
There you go. Angelina says she has 5 brothers and a sister. Those chairs can still be a weapon.
Yes, they can. Trust me. That's why, I politely one day was next to a racist African-American woman, and she was crazy. And I knew this, and she screamed in front of everybody that she did not like Mexicans or white people as loud as she could to me. And I was feeling some type of way, and I put my lock in my sock, and I was about to hit her. And I'm like, no, Miss K, go downstairs. You don't need more charges. Remember why you're here.
That would be really surprising if that is true, for her to have said that in the middle of somebody in a crowd of people like that in a place like jail. Look at Tanika's face. That says it all. To scream and yell, I don't like white people and I don't like Mexicans. I don't know if that is an embellishment or not, but that would have got her ass beat.
Yeah, it would have.
I was going to say, I can't see her not getting a black eye and ended up in the infirmary for that one.
Well, it would depend, because if everybody knew she was nuts anyway, they would just fucking like ignore her, because there's some people that were just out of it. Like there was,
she didn't have a typical, that wasn't typical.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah,
I see Twisted Quill over there. I see you.
Oh.
So
oh my God.
Downstairs, and I told that CEO, I said, you better get that bitch before I do. And I'm swinging my sock and my lock like this. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm about to go up to her. I'm going to beat that bitch's ass and you get her away from me. I'm going to hit her.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Sarah kept to herself a lot. Unless unless she was talking to those 2 girls and then trying to like whisper into the CO's ears. She kept away from a lot of people. Like, I did see her on the phone every now and then, and she did have some visitations, but she didn't talk to anybody like that unless it was like around her bunk.
Toxic. This is Tanika's 2 cents, and she is interviewing Miss K, who is one of Sarah Boone's 2-time former jail bunkies. She's spilling all the tea, and then I have their links underneath in the description box. Also on panel with me today is Allegedly Speculating, and most of you know her from her channel. I frequent her channel a lot, and most of you do too. So go ahead and like all 3 of these ladies. Miss K isn't really in it for the clicks and views. She said she just kind of wanted to get the knowledge out there. But yeah, the one besides Miss Tanika is Miss K.
Or those 2 other girls, Stephanie and that other chick. I don't even remember her name. Like,
yeah.
I see her face in my head, but the name is like,
it's just you don't need to use your memory space for that.
No, because I told you I had nothing in common with these people. I mean, both those people that she was associating herself with were in there for drugs.
Right.
Hey, YouTube, welcome in.
Hey, YouTube.
Definitely welcome to your opinion. Yeah, it could be. Sorry, it could be garbage. I'm not disagreeing. You're welcome.
I think so. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be the smart thing to do.
Miss K is definitely a unique individual. I would agree with you. YouTube. Miss K says, an adorable cat. Oh, yeah. I don't think we've seen it yet, huh? I saw it on the, I saw it in the, in one of the pinned comments somewhere. But I haven't seen it on here yet. Oh, no, it's on her page. It's on her page where I saw her kitty cat.
Carolina is saying methadone is synthetic heroin. It will get you high and make you nod. Yeah, I was going to say, because I just watched somebody get pulled over. I mean, not in real life, on a body cam. And she said she was at the methadone, and she just left the methadone clinic, and she was going like, they got her for a DUI. But anyway.
Because it's an intoxication.
Yikes. So they pick up people and take them out to the methadone lab from the jail?
Yes, and they're gone half the day. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They'll come and get them early in the morning or like after lunch sometimes, and they'll come back maybe 3-4 hours later. They have to go to a whole nother place.
Kara, yes, I agree.
I'm glad they moved on, because I was about to go off.
Right?
I have 2 catering businesses and a franchise owner, but I'm only the owner. Now my oldest daughter took over. Okay, I don't know what that is.
Well, congratulations, Miss Melanie.
Yeah, little Miss Sarah. I think she's in for a rude awakening, and it'll be interesting, like how she develops in there. Because I imagined her in jail with like flying monkeys, do you know,
okay,
like little people to do her bidding. Because she seems like a people collector, like little pets, you know, like Here, my pretty.
Unless she was doing that through like the writings in her pen pals, or the couple of people around her bunk, and like the other two, I didn't really see her associate. She's really one of those sneaky narcissistic. She's like a little mouse. You don't know it's there until it's too late.
Yeah, because she tries to contain herself, right? I felt like that on the stand. Like she was trying to hold back.
Yeah,
and
because
like
she
there's
knows
something
that
bubbling.
the guard is right there. So it takes one fuck up and you're getting tased to pepper spray. They don't give a shit. They will tase you. They will pepper spray you. They do not care.
Wow.
Right, Abellis?
They don't care. And she did get a lot of mail. So I can see her having a lot of
Fan mail?
cult mail. I'm going to call it cult mail because
let's not graduate her to a cult.
no, I'm going to say that because anybody that can put in their brain that her actions and her behavior is proper, they have some problems themselves and probably will follow you if you say, drink the red wine, we're going to see, Jesus next Tuesday. We're moving to Mars. They would believe you.
Now we're going to see Jesus next Tuesday. Oh my God.
This is Sarah's just weird. Like I can see her trying to do some weird shit like that. Like you don't understand. Like some of the shit she said to me, I was like, "What do you mean? How else am I supposed to? I don't know your name. I know your charge. I remember what you did. Like, am I supposed to remember your name?"
You probably.
So we're at an hour and 2 minutes. So I think I have stolen enough of her content today. And if you guys want to see the end of that exciting video, head on over to Tanika's 2 cents and spill the tea with her over there. Leave her a comment and a like, and definitely watch the end of that video. It's kind of interesting. And I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. I have no words for all of the kindness and everything that you guys have done for me. And allegedly, continue to grow, please. Continue to be you. Thank you for all of your wisdom. And
Oh, you too. Thank you for letting me come hang out with you.
I really appreciate that so much. I'm going to play the little thank you song one more time. All right, guys, I'm headed out here. As always, thank you for hanging out with Hio. And today, allegedly speculating.
Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out and thank you for having me.
See you later.
Oh.